quoting John Wick.
Hey, everybody! Hey! So,
Glad someone got that.
we, yeah, things are a little hectic at the moment. I just got home from work. Holly is not going to be able to join us tonight. We were debating whether or not to play or what was going to happen if we were going to play. And, we made no progress in resolving any of those things, but here we are because we love you. So, with my
Fresh off of arguing at each other at high volume for like 30 minutes.
No, that was
You shut up,
deliberate
Bethany.
stress increases. That was just to build tension.
Yeah, we're up on the tension train. I do want to thank Kayla as she's been a really
Big help.
a really like sort of leveling, calming force in all of this.
I've just been vetoing everything.
Beth, what are you doing?
My camera.
That's it!
If it gets breathed on it, DCs.
All right. So, I hope you're all having a great day, a great week.
Having a good day.
Timur, why don't you take it away with definitely exactly what you probably had prepared, because that's going to work. And I'll think of something zany to propose the second you start that's not any of the things we just talked about.
Well, I would expect nothing less. Thank you very much, Casey, for that amazing introduction. I am Timur, the Dungeon Master for Lions and Crows.
Oh, I don't
Lions
have
and Crows, you say, what's that? Roll It Slants, Lions and Crows. Roll It Slant has 3 games going on. You should check them out. I'm going to open up the notes because I can't wing this. I cannot do it. Opening up the document that never changes. I'm sorry, what?
There are no changes. I did not update it.
Okay.
In my defense, everything. Look, I'm like barely keeping it together over here.
Okay. So for those who can keep it together or pretend really good at that, I'm going to say the following. Mondays, the last page. Don't turn that page. It's the last one. And it's on Mondays at 7:30.
You can't get
It's
more
a long
pages.
page, though. It's a really big book.
Yeah. I should have started at like the middle page.
Yeah, like last chapter, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
live and learn.
But that's on Mondays, every single Monday. Now, Graced is a bi-weekly, and I don't mean twice a week, which could maybe, I don't buy.
They're the same word. I looked it up. It can mean either.
Literally double meanings. It has a bi meaning. So Wednesday's schedule. It says here next episode is next week, but I don't know if it is now.
It is true because we didn't play last week, so now it actually is.
It's every other bi-weekly we play.
You mean yesterday?
Yes.
We didn't play yesterday. We are going to play next week. So even though I did not update the Google Doc, by a miracle, it is still correct.
Still bi-weekly.
Correct by default. It's tight. Twitter for updates on the Roll It Slant content, new content. We do that sometimes. We Twitter. There's Twitter. It exists. Question that. YouTube for the previous episode. Roll It Slant for background, character art, stuff like that. Kevin McLeod, 2 thumbs up. 2 brand new songs into my music arsenal from Kevin.
Oh my god!
Tonight,
I can't wait to
directly
listen to
into
them
will
just
load
permanently.
upon a page change and will
Non-stop
play
for
for
the
the rest of the
entire
night.
session.
It's amazing. I love it. So that's technology working, and also Kevin's genius. Thanks, Kevin.
He's in
Thanks,
Roll20. I learned today that he's actually in Roll20 performing all of this music live for anyone who clicks on it.
My gosh.
In Roll20
job,
or
Kevin.
Twitch?
Yes. No, he's in Roll20. That's where the music comes from.
Hopefully
Kevin,
one day they
he
will release your
lives
family
there,
alive
yeah.
and well.
Yeah,
Like
I think
whatever
it's-
has. Oh, it's queuing up. I better get
it's-
going.
yeah, no, he just plays sometimes multiple things simultaneously. It's really amazing. You should research him.
I've seen those one-man bands. I
MySpace.
respect it. I respect that. So Kevin, great. Roll it 20. Roll it.
Roll it.
Roll 20 for the VTT, which means the virtual tabletop. Everyone knows that. I like to say it like they don't know that. Did you know? It means virtual tabletop. Roll20 Spotlight program. What's a Spotlight? Spotlight. Press Spotlight now. So yeah, the program was brought together. It was great. Custom character art and subscriber yells by Kayla Scott.
Hey, I know her.
Mackie K, who's the most excited to play today, is right there, and she's artistic. So she's on the artist spectrum. She's very artisty. So, that's all I got.
Cool.
That's all the document has.
I'm really
Thanks for the
looking
no
forward to
updates.
playing.
Alright, I love
So-
how you can scream and your mic doesn't peak. That's proper audio quality there. I wish
Actually,
Casey
it's
learned
a window
What?
setting.
That
It's a
same
window,
time.
it's a window setting
Oh,
that doesn't
really?
allow for certain.
Crazy
yeah,
how
it's-
Casey
there's a
can't
game
know that one.
control.
Oh,
Is this better?
wow. Nope.
Let me bring the map on back. Now, where we left off last time in this amazing Dungeons and Dragons game is the following happened. You made a deal with Maglin, and not a friendly neighborhood deal, the kind that somebody then chose not to play the next week over. As Holly's clearly not here, but the deal was made to work a little bit more with the remainder of the Crimson Guard to try to unravel the very last bits of the mysteries and the strategic machinations of what's going on with our wannabe demigod, or Dan, and the different manifestations, which so far have been identified as Astris and Imbaran, and possibly a third, depending on whose theory is holding water. Now, in that effort, you've moved all the way back down the mountain into the Dwarven stronghold, where Jardine remains missing, giving Maglin and Celia and Arabeth some moving room. They left for a day in search of Jardine. Only Maglin returned, saying that Celia ran off in the way that Celia does, and
Oh,
that
Celia.
Arabeth has quit the Crimson Guard altogether. And he implied that her oath was unto her death, which she then fulfilled technically, and left. And her loyalties seem to be, she loopholed her way out of being loyal to the very, very end. So she is taking a stoic walk somewhere without much verbal contemplation, but maybe also without much mental.
Let's
It's hard
cut
say.
to that shot for about half an hour.
Huh. And we're back. So that happened. And then in a great debate there on the Dwarven streets, in public Dwarven streets, the party then went over in detail what possible plans they may come up with, what threats they need to further identify, and how to value each one. What priority do they give what? And in all of that, they cast great magics, contacting the gods themselves. And here in the streets, as the dwarves looked on in great amusement, the dwarves, they got a great show out of this. But Tiawe managed to contact the god of knowledge and found out that Maglin was not to be trusted. That Maglin intended on betraying the party. That came back as a yes. Do we remember the other questions, players? Do we?
Yes.
Oh,
Look
were
at the
they?
grin.
Michaela?
Go ahead. Michaela, go ahead and share as a player, remembering such things that maybe you wrote down.
The other one that's in my head right now was that Imbaran is redeemable.
Oh yeah,
That's a very vague answer,
probably
but
should kill him.
and then I think the third was
Go on.
And as we wait with bated breath to find out what the answer may have been, or the question for that matter, we'll also mention that upon determining that Maglin was not to be trustworthy, they then met with Maglin that morning. And in the morning, they had breakfast with Maglin and discussed Celia's whereabouts, missing, discussed Arabeth's departure. And what Maglin swore he could do is do further research onto how to stabilize. He needs time to do the wizardy stuff. to stabilize Imbaran if Imbaran is to be saved. And in that, he went so far as to say, I need to go back to my laboratory. I need to go and do all this research. But I do know that there is a very big lack of trust between our groups, or individually me and your group, which is what we're down to. Please send somebody who is not Jesse along with me, because he realized that Jesse would just come up with a beef jerky excuse to kill him. And like, what, this beef jerky isn't teriyaki? So all very possible, all very interesting. The group decided that Cadaverous was the best to send with Maglin, as Cadaverous has a decent understanding of the arcane, and that TOA was technically the bane of, or the focus point of hate from the Crimson Guard, so maybe TOA shouldn't go along with one. And there was other discussion as to who, what, and where, but Cadaverous left with Maglin and disappeared into the dwarven streets. Unbeknownst to the party, Cadaverous ended up at Jardine's home, which was manned by a servant slash really just kind of a really low-rent roommate of Jardine's, who let them in, who's used to seeing Maglin and the rest of the Crimson Guard, and doesn't question all that much, because fantastical things do come through the threshold often. And then Maglin drew a circle, a small circle, onto the floor with his arcane components, and conducted a spell and asked Cadaverous to step through the portal. And lastly, Kayla, did you remember what that last question was to the god?
I honestly have it written down and I can't find it.
I honestly am not sure if that's honestly true.
Wouldn't it be written down with the other two?
I have it. The question was whether or not Imbaran had already gone mad, and the answer was yes, he has already gone mad.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Oh yeah, and then can he be saved? Yes.
So well remembered, Dora. Hopefully your notes helped you, but if not, even better, because well remembered. Dora did admit earlier that she doesn't remember any of this. So.
My brain is Swiss cheese.
Delicious.
So,
If
well,
not
that's debatable.
We need
it's not
Eloise
like
here.
cream cheese.
Stat.
Oh yeah.
So, so we have two options. The last thing that TOA did right before the session ended was send a sending spell to TOA's long lost wife. It was a hey boo message, wasn't it? It was, what you up to? Come on over. Netflix something. So
most people would call their wives after maybe a day or two. Tio waited multiple months.
If not years.
Tio had to level up to get 3rd level spells, and then level up 10 more times to figure out how they worked.
It's like telling an actual person in real life.
I didn't have a very convincing
the
in-character argument for this that has totally been derailed by the party. So yes,
you're welcome.
We're having marriage problems.
Well, TOA can share now. If Casey could be so kind as to show at least the chat from the
we can do a
from the what do we call this? The
I gotta
Roll
scroll
20.
up or something.
Ooh, my stuff needs refreshing.
Repasta it. Hi everybody.
And the chat.
I don't know why I have all the symbols on my thing.
Matter of fact, considering all the messages involved with the chat, maybe I'll just copy and paste some brand new stuff.
Probably a good idea to copy pasta.
Me going, wait, whoops, what?
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
And then the last one, the final response was this one. And so the party is unaware of that, as TOA is just processing the meanings and the implications.
Can we
of
read these
what-
out loud so if somebody's like watching on something tiny? That they
Yes, you can absolutely read these out loud for those who are looking impaired.
Do you want me to do her and you can do Tio?
Sure, that sounds good.
This is so romantic.
I have other.
Oh no.
requests.
All
Do
right.
you want me to read my message to you first? Because there's
Yeah.
one more. Okay.
Yes, dear.
It's gonna make your wife a nerd. Tio.
Casey, do her justice. Come on, bring out that.
All right, stop
bring out
right
that
here.
breathy
We're not going
voice.
to allow for somebody's mania to destroy
All right.
the NPC created by someone else.
Summer.
But go
Dude,
ahead, Casey.
Can
go
you
ahead.
can you give me an emotion, Timur? Like what emotion is behind this? I need
No, I don't
Murderous
have those.
rage.
It's
All right.
message.
How about-
Message is
Emotion.
message is not an emotion.
Incredulity.
There's no emotion.
All right, what was
It's
your
just-
first one? Yeah, read your
Okay,
first.
My first one was, I love you always, always looking for you. Are you there? Dire trouble, accused of killing Druid. Need your counsel.
Hello, my love. I miss you so very much. I'm sorry I'm so far away, but the seasons are changing. See you soon.
What do you mean your seasons are changing, love? That worries me.
The land suffered. Corruption has spread. I finally see. We sow the seeds of war. Winter will let the world begin anew. I'll save you.
Bravo, bravo. That did it. That did it justice, and indeed, those are the messages coming through. TOA, you can react to the party if you so choose, or the party, you can react to TOA's face. Take care, person in chat leaving. I don't want to name any names. I know them. I know who it is.
She's alive.
Who is alive?
My wife, Rosa.
Oh, that's
But
reassuring.
That's good.
She has some very disturbing and unprecedented news of some sort of a war agenda, something about corruption and sowing the seeds of war and beginning the world anew, which is not at all what I remember. That seems very out of character for her. I don't know what to feel.
War. War with what? Against whom?
Against corruption in the land.
Against the land?
Corruption
Well, that's
in the land.
generally viable, reasonable thing to wage war against.
Well, the idea of war is different from pesticide or
War!
ecological management. I don't know what she means. I don't know what.
I mean, the time you spent with your wife, was she seasonally consistent?
Yes, she was always one season, always spring.
Well,
She was always blooming, and it seems that she's changed to winter, which is not good.
I mean, Tio, there is a inevitability in the changing of the seasons, and one must.
You don't just
go to
suddenly
another.
change after however many years.
Perhaps the
into-
change wasn't sudden. Perhaps you've just been gone for too many seasons to have realized it.
But this is nothing like the woman I knew. This sounds violent. And I know that message can't convey emotion, but these words are not the things that she would have said. I have a sinking feeling that this is some kind of genocidal urge arising in the Eldrin, and I don't know why.
It's a
that
lot to
could
be
be.
taken away from war on corruption. I mean, even this cat agrees.
Dwarven cat in the dwarven town coming up.
He's
It's got
very
those little
small.
legs from, certain regions of the real world.
Just a big beard.
Ooh, it summoned my cat. And one-handed grab. Gotcha.
Well, she said winter will let the world begin anew, and that feels like she's trying to do some kind of wipe of something, and I don't know.
And winter is a season traditionally connected with death.
Well, perhaps things have gotten bad enough to merit that. We've certainly seen our share of corruption across the land, and if it's a matter that's severe enough for the Eladrin to take notice and decisive action like this, then perhaps they know something that we don't, and it would be prudent to heed whatever their edict that's drawn them to war is. They don't simply, march on the mortal realms with whim in mind.
That's true.
I mean, the hags corrupted the land around them.
They were literally merging the material plane with hell.
Right, but we stopped that, right?
Did we?
But we didn't reverse it.
Terror forming.
Terror forming. Tee.
I mean, I think we did, but we didn't reverse it. To be honest, we didn't stick around long enough to see if it was going to go back to the way it was on its own.
It's probably fine.
I think we've made no bad decisions.
This is fine.
However, I mean, if the Eldrin are taking up arms and marching on the mortal realm, that's something that's going to end it with a lot of people dead.
Well,
especially if the Eldrin aren't feeling very overly specific on what does and doesn't count as corruption.
Now, those of elven heritage may recall that the Eldrin are an entire race, and they do not span just one single kingdom's worth of existence, but rather the Feywild being as expansive as the Primaterial, kingdoms upon kingdoms in different worlds, etc., and all versions of good and bad therein. As nature is filled with that, Eldrin are representative of all the facets of good and evil and law and chaos, and etc.
Well, it seems that in light of everything else that's going on, perhaps we need to assess exactly what your wife's agenda and this army's plan is. We don't want to find ourselves on the wrong side of a war.
What's the right side of a war?
That's amazing.
Well, the right side of the war is...
Like a crusade against a lich, maybe.
The right side of the war is the one that you feel that you believe in its cause. It's right and just.
All right, and what if there isn't one?
Then you have to kill everyone.
Okay.
Well then.
So glad I have you around to tell me these things, Gislin.
Or you need to write it out. You can't single-handedly dissuade two warring factions from their fervor.
Thank you for clarifying, because I was trying to think of a plan about how we might do that. Thank you for pulling me out of my head. I know that she still sees me as who she knew me as, which is very good, but I don't know how far that immunity extends to anyone else who is not Eldrin.
I mean, it's also... you have to promise that what I'm going to say is not going to send you into a spiral of existential chaos.
I'm feeling anything anymore. One more thing is going to just
Looking forward to this next
be
moment.
be here in my mind.
Okay, well, we should
Say
talk about the fact that you're not feeling things. That's not good.
I think this is a
But-
promising development, Tio.
Gislin, no. Don't listen to Gislin. But
His ears go down.
but Tio, you're not exactly the same person that you were 3 years ago either.
Yes.
I mean, even in the time that I've known you, you've changed a lot.
Thanks to Gislin, specifically.
Hopefully.
No one else.
I don't think it's not. People change. It's the way of things. It's the way people work. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. Change just kind of is. I'm not the same person now that I was 6 months ago before I knew you, or when I was 11 years old and I lost the entire world that I knew. It just, things change over and over again, and all you can do is learn to be the person that you are now because of the things that have happened.
Wait,
I
how
feel
old
like
are
you're-
you now?
An age. That's on my character sheet.
Could have sworn you were 11.
That information is beyond reach.
I am 19.
Yeah.
I think your words are thinly veiling some sort of truth, and I don't know what
You're a different
trying to
person
say
than
to
you
me.
were 6 months ago, Tio. Like,
I'm aware of
drastically
that,
different.
but what does that have to do with this conversation?
Your wife may see you and be like, "That's not the man I married." And
What
then
am I
kill
supposed
you.
to do with that information?
I don't just be ready
To
for
have an
it.
existential spiral about it. I did begin the conversation by saying that.
I haven't started yet.
Or she could be like, "Wow, this is the man I want to march to war with to annihilate the human race." I mean,
What if I
it
don't
could go
want
either
that?
way. Well,
What if I don't want that?
That sounds like a you and her conversation.
How do I begin to rectify Rosa and our world with the rest of the world, with this other world?
It's all the
I
same
mean,
world.
Probably a good place to start would be not forcing your marriage to support the fate of the entire material plane.
That's what it seems it's doing. Or rather it's tearing it apart, maybe?
I mean, you took some vow at the beginning of your marriage, did you not?
I did.
And maybe you should reflect upon what that is, what you said in those words, and let that be your guiding principle in approaching this. You said, "I will follow you through anything, even war and attack on the human races and cleansing and returning
Genocide.
winter to the world," then perhaps you should follow up on that, or reassess if perhaps your vows can no longer be upheld, then they need to be abolished.
It was a bit more metaphorical than that, but I had never assumed that we would be at this point.
I mean, I don't think anybody, when they're writing their wedding vows, anticipates interplanar warfare.
It's a common mistake.
Gislin, please tell me all of your thoughts about marriage.
Well,
Sorry.
and then it cuts to Davros.
Well,
I think that went great, guys. Great work.
Cadaverous.
My
You
God.
step through the portal. You get that familiar sensation of the teleportation and moving between great distances. And as the room you were looking upon as you step into it disappears and fades away, and another room reconstitutes and is created anew. This is what you see. Let me change the map for everybody. Nope, that's just for me to enjoy. Let me get everybody on there. You have vision.
Heck.
I have vision.
Does everybody have vision? Nobody else can see.
I can see.
It's
Well,
black.
if you could put it on the stream,
It's
the
on-
other
it
players
is on-
can look
it is on the
there.
stream. It's a big
Oh.
circular tower magic workshop room.
They're gonna
thing.
kick me to death.
But there are two members of a Crimson Guard standing right there that we said were, disbanded.
Okay, well, cadavers, if you could roll me. No, I was only kidding. I'm going to remove them. They are not there. But it was so fun to do.
I dare them to be there.
That would have been it
dare
for
them to be there.
cadavers. That would have been it.
I would have turned into an ape and just started punching people through walls.
Oh, that wouldn't have lasted the 3 multi-attacks coming at you every
They
turn.
don't have those swords anymore. They're worthless.
The swords didn't give them multi-attack.
No, but the swords did give them fire, necrotic, brain damage.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, no, it didn't give them that.
Sure.
Maybe it did.
Well,
Who's to say?
as you step into the laboratory, it is an empty place. It is filled with arcane machinations like tools, and there's a large shelf to your left with lots of reagents, etc., etc. There's a strange frozen image of a person on a tablet to your left as well. There's mechanical strangeness to be seen here, and some research stations as well, littered with books and scrolls and strange compasses and a protractor, because that's arcane today. And then shortly thereafter, Megan appears in the circle. And it says, "Excellent, we made it. Are you okay?"
I am just fine.
Good, good. This is my workshop. This is where I intend to look into the last of the remaining gems. I might not have been completely honest with your crew, as they seem to want to steal from me and then murder me. And then challenge my trustworthiness, etc., blah, 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 the history, it's all there. I have one gem in my possession.
Fair enough. I can hardly blame you. Jesse's a bit swingy.
To be honest, if I didn't have that gem, this research would be rather theoretical in nature instead of applied to what it needs to be done. Anyway, we're about to spend a lot of time researching. I expect you will be able to assist me. I don't know how your magic is more about.
Feeling good.
Well, it's the incorrect method, but there's clearly effect there. Maybe you could translate that to something useful.
You're one of those
Cadaverous-
I don't need to
cadaver-
study types.
Cadaverous pats Macklin on the shoulder. Oh, I believe I can help that fine brain of yours just fine. Is it fine? Twice?
Well,
You're inspired.
I was about to start being incredulous about that, but I actually feel that maybe you will. Excellent, excellent. So, tell me, what did you hear about the situation now that we're away from judgmental ears?
Seemingly, Embarin has gone quite mad, but he can be saved.
Well, I guess it's yet to be determined whether he's truly gone mad or whether he's still railing against it. But as I told you once, it is a deteriorative state. It will get worse and worse simply from the passing of time, requiring no proximity or gems to eventually ignite what was likely to be a catastrophic event.
Quite.
Of course, the gems and the rival, if you will do nothing but further and speed that up. So preventing that is paramount, and likely our first priority. Do you think your friends are capable of... I understood that they're going to try to treat with Astros. Is that correct?
I am unclear on the specifics. I'm certain it will be something special.
You're starting to trail off there. I'm having a hard time hearing you, old man. What?
I don't know the specifics of my party's plans.
But
Whatever
why
they...
wouldn't you? Why don't they confide in you? You're clearly the
No.
senior most,
No,
and
I
also
am.
likely the most level-headed.
Yes, most handsome,
Most lovable.
most lovable,
Most likely to succeed.
most huggable.
Most likely to be
Plans
I
amongst
mean,
our party are...
your patience is legendary, considering that Jesse's involved.
It's true. I have a legendary action to not punch her in the face. But... Wait, no, legendary resistance. Fuck! Fumbled that one. Never mind. Plans tend to change at the last minute. Plans tend not to be made till the last minute. But plans tend not to be made.
Well, I'm the opposite. Plans are necessary. We will come up with the solution to Mbarn's madness, but that does require your people to follow along with at least a skeleton of a plan. There are objectives that need to be met for us to be successful. If they are not met, we will meet our own demise. And while they would probably cheer at mine, those barbaric foreigners, but they would not likely enjoy the loss of you, even if they don't confide in you the way they might should.
I would be most displeased at my own demise.
So then, you're aware that you're aware where are you? I don't know how to put this. It's not coming out very naturally. Do you know where Asterisk currently is?
I have no idea.
Okay. Asterisk remains in hell.
Well, good luck to them.
Do you think they're so aggressive as to attempt to go there without you? The last time
Yes.
resulted in a large breach of devil kin to our world, yes?
Yes, though we got an awful lot done.
So you say, so you say. You certainly returned with no small bit of self-improvement. So the magical finds must have been tremendous.
Well, I believe we helped a silver dragon of... Oh, God, the bee, maybe, possibly, Bavaria.
Sure, your Bavarian cream dragon was delicious.
Well, it was a dragon, it was trapped in hell, we put its soul in a sword.
Fantastic. Well, that isn't all that much different as how to save Imbaran. We need to
Put him in a sword.
store his soul. Now, there's only one way to store his soul that I'm aware of. The gems. He was custom tailored to be in one, was he not?
He was, perhaps, yes?
So we need to reverse engineer this gem and maybe also get rid of its current occupant.
Who is currently in the gem?
I don't know. It's an unnamed manifestation, something that hasn't yet come to pass as an individual.
Understood.
Something that has developed through time. Nothing that has come into existence beyond the fact that it still resides in a gem.
Of course.
So think of it as raw energy. It's not quite to the point where it's life. So I've built this contraption here in order to possibly harvest it. I'll need your help with that. Any questions so far?
After getting a soul and putting it in something, is there a way to get it back out after?
Yes, that's. Did I not mention my device just now?
No, I
It
understand.
extracts.
Right.
It doesn't place in.
No, but I want
placing-
it to be very specific about this point. Can you get a soul out? And what do you put it into after? Can you put it back into a body? Can you get a soul from an object into a body?
Possibly, I suppose you could. I don't know. Construct a golem of flesh and blood and imbue it with such a thing.
Can we try?
Well, I don't have the materials nor the time, do we?
Look, I have all the time we need after this, or now. Getting a soul out of something into something sounds grand.
Yes,
How
well,
about a grand
specifically,
soul
the gem needs to have a soul removed before we can save Ulmarin.
Cadavers is stroking his sword while this is going on.
I'm going to get the image I thought of out of my head. I suggest everyone does as
Cadavers
well.
is rock hard.
I thought you had a short sword, but it looks more like a rapier now.
This is why we have to have the mature audiences warning on our channel.
No, it's because you swear like a sailor.
True.
All
That's also true.
Why not both?
Why
So here
not
we are.
everything?
Cadavers, I applaud your enthusiasm. However, it's as delicate work. This is generally the domain of clerics and deities and that which presides over the dead and souls and morality and such. But to extract it with fundamental knowledge of existence, that is where we step in. And that is where we'll likely be misunderstood. So, I'm glad it's you. As far as extracting the soul of Imbaran afterwards, we would indeed need a suitable host. And for what I understand, maybe a newborn would be more appropriate.
Maybe.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. First things first. Let's get this soul. Oh, and is there anything else I can help clear up for you? There's a lot of happenings, and I dare say the Silver Hand, yes, glazes over a lot.
Questions. Nothing springs to mind currently. If anything comes up, I'll be sure to ask.
Good. Now, as far as getting back to Hell goes, well, of course, we'll need those swords again. We'll have to proxy the one that is gone to the Eladrin. You did say that there's other swords involved, yes?
Other swords involved.
Dragon swords, dragon-specific swords,
yes,
the
we
ones
have-
that are already linked to the lower planes.
Yes, I believe we have other.
Well, if we could
options
have a
of
stand-in
supplies.
sword from that, we might be able to make it work.
We do have a
Possession
sword
of
that we
one.
put a dragon. Am I in possession? Well, that's a great question. Did we?
Your
The
waifu's
dragon-
sword is your wife and the dragon queen lady are like in the sword that you're stroking.
Yeah. Well, there is this one, but there is this one. It's like half and half.
I'm not sure I follow what you're saying.
There's a dragon queen in the sword, and there's also my wife. in
How
the
did
sword.
that happen?
It's a long night.
Well, my wife died somewhere in battle. During that, somehow she ended up in a sword. I came into possession of the sword, and we freed a dragon.
Did Tioe tell you your wife is in that sword? Spouting
No.
some religious nonsense?
No.
Then how do you know?
That is a great question. I suppose I just said it, so it is true.
Oh.
Gotta say it twice.
I was feeling really good about your assistance until just now.
To be honest with you, Tamara, out of character, how would I know?
She's talked to you.
We have talked about it, and actually, for those listening who don't know, as we discussed Beth's character's background regarding the sword and the possible soul, Beth gave me the following quote. I'll leave it up to you whether it's actually in there.
Oh, so Cadaverous is just living on belief and love.
So Cadaverous is living under faith. Cadaverous is
And
faith that
love.
his wife is in the sword. Well, that's an extension of it, yes.
Aww.
But it could also be mania. It's hard to say.
He is old.
Possible
So
that we're just
how
all
do you
going to
know?
be we're
The
going to be
answer
learning
is
a lot
Cadaverous.
about.
Beyond what feels correct in your heart, you do not know. It is not a logical answer, but rather one of emotion, which of course is subject to manipulation and or error, much bigger than, say, 2 + 2.
Well, I just know. Sometimes you can just feel things.
Okay, I'm a wizard, and by some extension, a scientist. I run tests. I extract. I observe. I have done so with to great effect with the gems. I have done so a little bit with the swords that were in my possession briefly. I'm very interested in taking a look at that sword as a possible proxy to let us go through back to getting your company and those that travel with them over to Astrus's area, if the negotiations require such.
I have no problem with you examining the sword if you're gentle.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, just because we're linked with hell doesn't mean that you should maybe listen to that little imp and the stories that he was trying to peddle. Those will likely come up again.
I've learned that imps aren't to be trusted. They'll say whatever they can say.
It turns out wizards aren't to be trusted either. So that imp was used more than I was used, I assure you.
Fair enough.
Excellent. So, without any further ado, we shall start. Let's start with the gems, as I know what's happening with that. The sword I will look at later, and I'm going to need your assistance over here. And he mentions, kind of motions toward this large machine, and noticing the machine is filled with some chambers that have some sort of constantly swirling gaseous miasma of strangely arcane matter. It is unlike something that you have viewed before, and very much out of place here. You don't believe that would occur naturally anywhere. The machine itself has a wooden gangplank that leads toward a doorway. It is large enough to stand in the middle of, something along the lines of Green Goblin from the original Spider-Man movies. It is a large chamber, and it is filled with strange gas. And so he motions over there, and if once you're up against the glass itself, you're able to look deep within it and notice that there is indeed suspended one small gem. It is glowing so minorly, it is hard to say that it is glowing at all, excepting the fact that You're peering toward the dead center, and it is the only thing that kind of differentiates the gem from the swirling matter around it. He's going to go into a treatise about how to extract memories and the spells that are required there as a basis for the extraction of whatever this is here in the gem, whether it's a complete soul or partial soul. It's irrelevant to him. It's a process, more scientific in nature, much less religious. With no moral implications, it should work for whomever. There's no good or evil about it. It's simply process and possibility. And he goes into that with great detail. And he actually is rather excitable about the prospects of it. And the machine itself will extract 2 parts of the essence of it, separating those into the 2 metal cylinders on each side, in which point it will discharge. And there's that he is having a lot of trouble with. He cannot discharge it into anything that is capable of holding it currently. And et cetera, et cetera. Is there any kind of actions or questions or sort of like, if you want to work towards something in your interactions, not necessarily saying like, hey, I'd like to betray him, but work toward maybe slowing him down, or work toward helping him a lot, or work toward maybe replacing something, etc. I need to know that.
Cadaverous has been told that potentially you could take a soul and put it in a body. So Cadaverous at this point is helping him 100%.
Okay. And with that, we will cut back to the party, who's come to the realization that Ghislain has a lot of opinions about war.
So
In marriage.
that's
And you
more or
had all
less
this
marriage
notion
and
of
war are
when?
the same thing.
Marriage is war, oh, says the dwarf that walks by.
How many
And his
times
wife starts fighting him right there and then.
have you been married?
4.
Wow. And they all ended like that.
Yes, it was, for the best.
Wow. I'm stunned. I'm
We're all
proud.
concerned.
I'm concerned. I'm
Oh no, it was very enjoyable, at least for me.
affected.
You never considered marriage counseling?
I mean, no, the forest usually does a good enough job at that.
Right.
Anyway, that's the stun condition, Kira. There you go.
Speak only falteringly, yeah. Nailing
you.
it.
Mm.
So, I mean,
Uh,
like I was getting at, I mean, the path should be fairly clear to you.
Yes. I would like to remain married to her.
As a bit of, not trying to tell you what to do, but, I mean, if you would like that, then perhaps try slightly more frequent conversation.
We've already gone over why I didn't say anything.
Yes, well, now that we know, today was a good start. You had them back and forth. So, I think you should go see her. Maybe bring a flower or I don't know, a sign that
Chocolates?
you've waylaid corruption somewhere or something, really
Kobold.
get her heart flowing.
Kobold.
Brought you a
I brought you a frog.
brought you a serf. Or a page.
Squire.
A squire. Thank you. I was like, what is the word I'm looking for? I was like, serf is definitely not the word I'm looking for.
Gardener.
Okay. I am unequipped to go and confront my spouse, who is now a warlord.
I mean, that didn't stop my third marriage, so
I'm not.
Maybe you just need to embrace the changes here.
But what if the changes are that I am becoming privy to murder again in in a much greater, in
You
a much
remember the
greater
first time we
and
did that?
more
Yeah,
global-
kids,
I said,
yeah.
I'm sorry, you need to be more specific. We do it so often.
This is on a different level. I think the population here is at risk of being wiped, and this is too much.
I mean,
There's no need to catastrophize about it yet. We don't know. We know very little at this point, including her motivations, or whether you can change her mind, or whether she's, how all in she is.
She seems pretty all in to me.
I mean, you've said all but 50 words to her.
I said a
counted.
little before that.
Perhaps we should ride out and let you meet face to face. I'm sure she'll expound about her goals there, and we can reassess. Or we can go try to find this other vampire wizard fragment man.
Let's put a pin in
Vampire
that,
Batman.
because I feel like we're going to be going there anyway.
It will happen eventually. And perhaps your wife will be willing to help, as that does seem like a, budding sign of corruption in the land. I'd feel a lot better with an army of Eladrin behind me than...
I imagined it as a small army of children that belonged to me and to her, and not to a destructive and cleansing force. And by small army, I mean around 3, maybe 4 at most.
3. Why would they use an army of 3 children?
It was an analogy.
It's a better,
This is not how I imagined it
or a
happening.
simile.
But I still love her, and I am okay with going to go see her in her full winter court garb with the furs and the horns and everything, and the
Wings, the tail, the scales, wings.
and all of it, all of this.
Did I marry a kobold?
That's our next adventure. Should I marry a kobold?
Okay, then let's go talk to your wife.
D&D game show. Yes, I mean, we have these horses. Jesse's had a mouthful so far, so, I think I can sustain that for most of the time.
Jessie is in the corner having a eating contest with a group of dwarves. She has befriended
She's eaten
because
3 of them already.
because they've had meat on their table, and Jessie's like, "I'm sick of salads. Give me this."
I mean, she probably
At
won't
one
even
point,
know
her
we're
rope's
gone.
out, and she's like, "Check it out!"
Or we can bring her along for moral support. But
I think we should.
I would say if they are marching on the start, we probably should have this conversation before they get here, as she might be busy once they do arrive.
Yes.
So just to be clear, if they are marching on Astad, and I turn to Gislin, we are not joining them.
I agree.
But,
Okay?
I mean, perhaps at least listen to what they have to say.
No! This is my home.
Right, and Astad has been invading my home for years.
That's also bad.
Yes, you can't have it both ways.
The solution is not to wipe each other out.
Yes,
As
I
of right
agree.
now.
Just only one faction
No.
would need to be wiped out in order for there to be a victor.
Mutual destruction's no good, but
We're going to go have a
unilateral.
conversation, and we're going to go see what they are about. And we will pull away from them, and then we will talk about it, and then we will go back and talk to them again, and then we'll
Draw
Tia,
back and talk
Tia,
to each other.
Tia, you have to make me a promise, though, when all of this happens. Promise me that when it comes time to make decisions about this, you'll not have too many feelings.
It's my wife,
Just
Gislin.
find one feeling and focus on that.
And sometimes people have more than one feeling at the same time.
It's not effective at all.
Right. No, I agree that it's maybe not the most efficient way to do things. But sometimes it does just happen.
Like, I'm getting a sense that there's a lot of conflicting emotions here. And if you could get rid
Yes.
of half of that, then your view would be very clear, Tio.
You're right.
You can't look out a window with closed eyes.
I don't know what that means. That doesn't mean anything, does it? You're just saying things.
I know that I still love her. And if she still loves me,
no
then
and.
that will be...
Just go with
No,
that.
let Tio have the and. Tio deserves to have the and. Tio, keep going.
That will be, and if she loves me back, that will be, I will have an answer. If she doesn't love me back, then I will throw myself off the nearest cliff.
No, you won't.
I will.
No, you won't.
Or I will try, I will try not to.
I will tie you to me. Do
really
do
hard not
not
to
test me,
commit
Tio.
suicide.
Jesse, I'm gonna need your help potentially restraining Tio from, being near cliffs eventually.
In the middle of her lasso, she still managed to give you finger guns.
It's like, how are you doing that with your mouth, Jesse?
She's always been a performer. Gosh, why can't I be like Jessie?
Well, because you're Tio.
I know!
Jesse only ever has one emotion, Tio.
Jesse
Hunger.
doesn't appreciate others. The whole implication of someone else being like Jesse, that's impossible. Then she goes on to start lecturing the dwarves how they cannot be like Jesse.
All right,
Tio,
well,
it's good for you to be you.
just be less
Conflicting No, Gislin. All of the conflicting emotions of you is good. If you didn't have those, you wouldn't be you.
I'm going to throw up.
Okay, please
Sounds
don't.
like a whole new emotion. No, just set that aside. All right, well, I've prepped the horses in case we had to run out of here because the whole town was trying to kill us. But now that we know they're just trying to kill Cadaverous, we should be fine. The horses seem much more settled. I don't think they liked his, Where is that thing?
Cantankerousness.
Cutscene to the dwarven household of Jardine, where this one dwarf, unnamed so far, is like, Griffin, calm down! And there's other creatures like, hey, I don't know where my master is.
My child's birthday party! Ruined!
I like to think that the griffin has taken this guy's fucking bed.
He just, like, moved into the house.
It's only been like an hour. Gosh.
The griffin, if unable to teleport, would actually, before Cadaverous teleported, he would either tell the griffin to go back to the party if the party desired it to be there, or to just go chill.
The griffin cannot tell if the party desires anything and just goes to chill.
Griffin is chilling,
All right, well,
hitting the beach.
I suggest we remove
What
the horses.
beach?
Don't know, but all the horses are dying. So that's all
In
that's
an
important.
underground dwarven city with a mine as the epicenter, the griffin is at the beach.
I think it's the beach episode when we.
Which is just a dugout like storm drain with semi-fresh water
That sounds great.
and pebbles. So what would the party like to do as in action-wise beyond the discussion of Tio's impending unsurety? Because you may say Tio's changed a great deal, but Tio remains as unsure as ever.
Well,
He's not even sure.
I would say we ride out to meet Tio's wife for the first time and settle once and for all whether or not she's wearing clothes.
I would just like to know.
That's a milestone.
I would like
by
to
the way.
know what's happened. I feel like seeing her will be enlightening.
Well, I mean, we do have time to kill before Cadaverous is... Well, either
Killed.
Cadaverous is dead, or we have time before we meet up with him again. Or I guess if he's dead, then we have a lot of time before we meet up with him again.
Hopefully.
It's quite grim,
Hopefully
really.
he's dead.
Hopefully. no one's dead. Hopefully no one will die other than people that should. Let's go.
TUA wins mastermind and murderer.
Yes. Yes.
All right, let's go meet the in-laws then.
Fantastic.
Just the laws.
Just the laws. They might be the outlaws. We don't know yet.
They
Having to walk your animals through the underground passages, as this is not open road and not very rideable, is slow going. And the exit that you are familiar with exits on the eastern side of the mountain range, putting you into the lands of Estad immediately. And of course, then makes you ride around all of the mountains that are now in the way to almost all the way to Dearth before turning onto the main road where the army, the supposed army, is a few days outside of the border. Yeah. What would you like to? Is that the plan?
What if it's not even them? What if it's the army from Vidra? What then?
We would talk to them. I don't know.
They don't want to be talking to us.
I don't really want to be
don't
talking
talk.
to them.
They
I'm pretty
boom.
sure they do. Well, we sort it out. We have some dragon issues.
So a few days are going to pass. You're going to get to the main road just to the west of Dearth itself. Any objections to that fact?
I would like to not ride directly at the army as if we are engaging them in battle. That's my only.
Well, the army is directly on the main road. So you're expecting that the army is encountering all sorts of people trying to use the main road.
Does it look like they're like encountering them as in like random encounter table encountering, or just like, oh, good day, carry on.
Seeing as you're now no longer in possession of the amazing height at the top of the mountain peaks, you do not have eyes on what's happening on the main road a few days away and must travel along the flatness for a while. But before you do, a few days have passed and you've managed to get to the road, Cadaverous. You have a few days with the wizard Maglin. Cadaverous,
Wow.
Maglin has taken
Your breath away.
from what was a passing interest in your sword to a almost obsessive interest in your sword. I would like you to roll an insight.
Oh, God. If only I could inspire myself.
No, that's like bard masturbation.
21.
We're on fire
21.
tonight. All these wives.
Maglin's excitement has been evidenced throughout your relationship with Maglin with the capability of gain. You've always associated Maglin's excitement when he got the book from the hags, to when he talked about discovering the gems, to et cetera, everything, all the things that pleases Maglin the most is personal gain. He becomes rather focused on that. His focus on your sword is disconcerting. Concerning. It is concerning and disconcerting at the same time. I don't know if
Okay.
that's possible.
Disconcerting.
He's in Melange, just if you need to know. But yes, so Maglin's questions, although very vague and whatnot. So you say there's a dragon's soul also with your wife in there, etc., gives you the feeling that Maglin wants to exploit that a whole bunch. And Maglin has almost stated as if it were matter of fact, this is indeed the sword that we will use in the ritual to get your party to where they need to go if they were to go to Astris. I already have all that information on how to do it. I needed sort of a dragon sword to get there. This one's perfect for that. but you can't help but feel there's additional behind Maglin's, as
Gotcha.
Maglin always has, like, well, what can I, how do I, etc., etc. You don't know the extent of it, but you've also never seen him this, like, so about that sword, like, hey, he's always holding it and really looking at it and whatnot.
So after getting this impression, I would like to be trying to understand his research beyond what he tells me.
Okay, so since you're being given semi-complete information, I'm gonna have you roll your Arcana to try
Okay.
to figure out if any of what's going on here and the work that's being done has any kind of extra. Just strike that from the record, please. If any kind of impact on his obsession with your sword as well.
Okay.
If you could go ahead and maybe roll that correctly, however.
That was Casey.
I was striking something from the
No!
record.
Why is this so hard?
You should have used
Okay.
my 1,124 roll instead.
Since
quite
you
a few
are
natural 20s.
since you are +4, you know that anything at DC 25 and above is a little out of your reach when it comes to this. It's not your wheelhouse. You're more of a bard and not a wizard. You're also been given just enough to help, but he has that arrogance, as Maglin always has. He's like, hand that to me. Why? Why? Because I said so, not that you understand the concepts of what I'm doing. Then he goes into diatribes about how he is just superior mentally and blah, 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 blah. It's Maglin's character, even if he's just
But I am very
first.
persuasive. Can I be persuading him while this is going on to provide little bits more info along the way?
I will allow for that, but what I'm going
Yes.
to need to do is open up my Maglin sheet and roll him something as well. You can roll me your persuasion, but you can do it at disadvantage because what you're persuading, he has already logically decided this is how he's going to approach it, right?
22.
Ooh.
22, that shall be fantastic. If
Two
I
like
can just get
middling
Maglin
rolls
up.
are both like
Yeah.
20 plus.
Oh no, that's asterisk. He doesn't get a say. Okay.
Keep
so
your
let's
nose at
go
asterisk.
with
It's like, what you guys up to?
this.
You just chilling here and enjoying it?
What was it?
Oh, do I have
The
to
maple
I have to-
kind?
The week okay?
Can Asterisk be that dog from that YouTube video?
That is an old video because
What
I know.
was in there? Oh, good
Okay,
time.
I'm gonna roll this, and I'm gonna roll it privately so you don't get to just immediately know based on a roll. That's gonna roll a pub. Oh no, it did go private. Perfect. I'm gonna change the settings though. It shouldn't have just rolled. It should have asked me. Fantastic. The roll is in, and slowly over the next 2 days, he does begin to talk about. So, by ripping thoughts and ideas in your mind into different strands of memory and different strands of personality and your possible reactions to everything all lie within your blah, blah, blah. He talks about the magic behind thoughts, some of the magic that literally can read thoughts. That's involved here. Some of the magic that can erase thoughts. That's involved here. And what he wants to do is, as you gather, make you roll another Arcana check, but this time without disadvantage because you have persuaded him enough to give you some better information.
21.
Ooh, that's good.
21. And at the end of the third day, you realize that he
The
would
moon
like
is
to
falling.
completely erase the creature that is Ordan and whatever slice of that is here, and yet still have someone absorb the power. So he is going to extract from the gem and gain personal power.
Okay, that's fair enough.
He also seems to look at your sword in very much the same way.
Okay, that's not okay.
So,
Okay. Right.
I'm gonna let you
Do
stew
I-
if you want to. You want some time?
What?
Do you know what you're gonna
No,
say now? or do you
yeah,
want
I have a
moment?
question for you.
Yeah,
Do I
that's
get the
reasonable, I'm the
impression-
DM.
Do I get the impression that... Okay, so he wants to... Do I know the process by which he wants to absorb what is in the gem?
Yes, it involves this chamber that separates the thoughts, memories, and all the different aspects of known consciousness from what resides inside the item that is suspended therein.
Okay. Do I get the impression that I could redirect that when it came to the sword?
Redirect that how?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking questions here.
Right, but you're asking super vague. I'm not going to
right,
give you
but
every possibility
I-
as an answer.
No, I understand, but I only know like the vague. I don't know what
Redirect
I've
it
been
like
told
into
once.
you instead of him. You mean?
Yeah, right.
Okay,
Exactly.
so that
right?
would mean that you would have to take his place at the machine to do that. The machine itself has an output.
Mhm.
So once the extraction has taken place and both sides have the different energies, he then reintroduces it after draining the chamber and goes in himself. So that's what you would have to do.
Okay, but obviously doing that after.
And it would take someone to then release those energies back into the chamber from the outside.
Gotcha.
Now you're guessing he would accomplish that via I'm a wizard and I can have whomever or whatever do that. Your griffin would help you if he was here.
Griffin. Well, I can summon my griffin here.
Quite, it would be very, very interesting if you do.
Oh, my griffin? He's always been here. You didn't notice him? He came in after us. Okay. I need some time.
Perfect, because the party has just reached the road, and the party is starting to notice that all of the merchants that were going out are now coming back.
I'll also be back in 2 minutes.
Let us wait, all of us. Let's just wait for Beth.
No,
No.
you will not. I'm listening. I'm just not here.
No one believes you. You're not listening. You don't even listen when you're on camera.
Sorry, what do you say?
Invisible.
You've gotten to the road itself, as the road is filled with almost zero people leaving Dearth. And all of the traffic seems to be coming back into it. It's still intermittent because they are not a big clump of, it's not like a parade's worth of people, but there's certainly only traffic coming in, and they all seem to be a little dejected. Some of them large caravans that are already filled what looks to be a very long journey that have escort, etc., etc. And there's also a manned patrol going up and down the border at a great, much more increased frequency from Estad itself, as the guards from Dearth have rode out and back a lot more often than usual. And so this is the road that you're encountering. Were you to maybe interact with them, you might learn something.
So, Jesse and I met. This is going way back. Jesse and I actually met. We decided in work escorting people along this very road. Is there any connection that I can leverage there to find somebody who might be more willing to share?
Well, you're very familiar as a escort, moving, depending on how far you want to go,
second
all the
verse.
way from, was it Jesse? Wait a minute. So, all the way from Estad to the Spar is weeks and weeks and weeks, if not more than that, of rather arduous journey. Most of it is patrolled rather regularly from both sides, and so you could easily encounter someone from Estad troop-wise up until about the halfway point, and then the same thing from Lespar, troop-wise, up until the halfway point going to their side.
And Lespar is the Dragonborn place, or is that one more country over?
So the Dragonborn place is south of Lespar. The Dragonborn is directly east of a country called Galsea, which is a country that TOA has claimed to be from originally, but then lived in Vidra for most of TOA's existence as a child, and et cetera, et cetera. So going all the way, so Galsea hits the sea, hits the ocean. There's a mountain range, and then there's Vidra. North of Vidra is Lespar, and then the great expansive wild lands that you see on the map, all the way to Estad, which is likely a different side of a very small continent, or just there's not enough map to, there's no world map. That's not something that exists. You have very big regional maps, but you're not sure. There
Just
could
sort of
be
like
more
a
to the
vague
lands.
understanding, yeah.
Right. So, but those are the countries, the known countries, Galsea, Estad, Vidra. Those are the big names. There are a few other examples of communities of people and free cities, but those are all much more minor in scope and, of course, in rumor. So, speaking with the, that as an escort, if you were to speak with those who are escorting, you're likely to get an earful because they've either lost their job or have to do something that wasn't quite expected.
Yeah, I'll talk to those folks. Disgruntled employees are the best.
And it doesn't take very long for you to see a cart with two horsemen to the left of it. It's clearly horsemen that are in that same escort position. The cart has a merchant mark upon it and a few people inside, as well as a large amount of crates. And they come back, and you can already see on their face, they're a bit dejected.
You seem to be heading the wrong way. What news from the path ahead?
Well, looks like there's a bit of a blockade occurring.
Who would blockade this road?
Well, a bunch of Dragonborn have said that there was an assassination attempt by Lesparians on their monarch, and that they are about to go to war. They put up a blockade to cease any supplies that might be aiding Lespar from Estad. They have no current, argument with Estad, but they're placing themselves in the position that were something violent to happen, they would then have a good excuse to be at war with Estad as well. The Dragonborn seem to almost want that, as they feel, or at least imply, that their armies are too much for both countries. This may or may not be true. I haven't been to Vidra, don't know, but they seemed well equipped. Yeah, sure, why not? And also pretty disciplined in their movements. They didn't seem like amateurs. So it is what it is. There's only maybe 200 of them out there, maybe a little more. But they seemed rather adamant that there should be no passing, and that any kind of passing will then infringe upon Vidra. They had all kinds of, bureaucratic ways of saying that if you even go by us or circumnavigate us, it's going to be trouble. So our merchant guy, he's not one to lose all his coin. So off we go. We're going to try to find a port and maybe see if there's a different place we can sell our wares that isn't Lord Lespar.
I wish you luck with your finding.
Yeah. So, and then they start moving on.
Well, world at war. Perhaps there is plenty of corruption to be had, as your wife spoke of.
Does make sense. I grew up with it as a child. Haven't been around it in a long time, but do we think that there's still an army from the Feywild here, or is it all Dragonborn? Amelia, you saw that army. Did you know how big it was?
I mean, it was very large. it was approximately 2 to 3 inches.
Think about the scale.
I mean, the army on the road was the army that you saw from the mountains, right? You didn't see a Eladrin army.
Well, I don't know what I saw. I just saw something army-shaped.
From what
very far away.
From what I know of the Eladrin, I don't think they're the type to march an army down a road to a nearby town. They don't quite operate that way.
It's very true.
Is it possible that we could direct ourselves to your wife? Seems like whatever this storm cloud is that's headed for Astad, it's stalled out and sitting over the wilds for the moment, so it doesn't really seem like a pressing concern of ours.
Looking up into the sky, you do notice that it is exceptionally overcast today, reminiscent of the great storm that hit you up on the peak, but it's more dispersed. It's not quite violent or tumultuous, but there's a larger bit of weather up there in the sky.
Look at all this weather.
It is stressful. I'm going to message Rosa again and see if I can find anything about her location.
Davros is all like, yeah, soul. Wow.
Rosa, we're trying to find you.
As usual, I need you to roll your 5% just in case Rosa is off-world.
Hey, baby, in the Feywilds. Talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
Now roll 1d10 now, just because I need to know. Oh, very, very close. Okay.
That was so close. I almost landed on it.
Almost.
Wait, what does the D10 do?
I just want to see if it would be 666.
Oh. I got you.
You didn't want to say that
I'll
out
write
loud,
it
but
out
that's
as I'm
exactly correct.
I was like, are you trying for a 3 so it becomes 69? I don't...
Oh, man. Okay.
Any other actions from our neighborhood monk or Elfie McElf?
I mean, I'd like to just see if I could kill an entire 200-person strong party of Dragonborn, but that doesn't seem particularly relevant in the plot, so we'll just forgo that urge.
Well,
I'm right behind you.
Honestly, Casey, if you had 200 knights to do 200 different combats, you could pick you could pick that army apart one by one.
I don't think it would take me 200 different knights. Remember, I can attack 3 times in one round.
Oh, I know, but your first round you get like 3 attacks, right? So you just insta-kill one and disappear into the night.
I think I could do it. It would not be enjoyable for anyone. Timur, the viewers, myself, but I think I could do it. You know how like in like bad like Netflix movies it pops up with like text messages and stuff and it's like whoop, and you read the dialogue? I feel like that's sort of what we're doing here.
You mean Sherlock? I thought that was cool when that first came out. I still think it's cool.
I still think it's super weird when they like are like show tweets and stuff in movies.
Sorry, I killed a fruit fly just now.
Tio!
I'm sorry!
Cast Speak with Dead.
What are 5 questions with a dead fruit fly?
We should take the rest of the episode.
I was a diplomat, fruit fly, sent to treat ties with them, with the humans. I brought peace. Now there will only be war. You have doomed humanity.
Thanks, Kayla. Now we're all doomed.
God.
It's just love and a little bit of horniness. That's what's driving Tio. And stress.
Oh, I thought you meant killing the fly. Like,
Yeah, I was like, what the
really
fuck?
weird turn on. Really weird.
You sounded like a fly when you said that.
All right, so the response comes in.
What's the
My
response?
gosh.
Except for, of course, I missed the word "than" in between "safer" and "my."
Okay.
Now, if we can get Casey to once again act as the voice of.
Thank you, Casey.
Wait.
My beautiful wife.
Read your part. So we have
Rosie, we're
all of
trying to
them.
find you. Where are you? I want to see you, and you know I'm worried.
My beloved Tio, no place is safer than my home.
Then,
But you cannot step between the shadows. You'd need to find me.
She's still in the Feywild.
That makes it difficult for you to go meet her.
It's off the books. Or it's off the table. I can't even get my metaphors straight. Gizen, your people, are they familiar with the Eldrin? Are they close? Do they speak to each other?
Not. There are Eldrin that live with elves in various villages and such. There are places of great power and connections to the Feywild that many elves revere and frequent. Though I would not say that we walk in lockstep with them as people. It's a relationship of somewhat mutual, though quite distant heritage.
I see. Well, if we can go into Nurse, we can talk to Nethy and maybe make some sense of what's going on. But we haven't spoken in a year or more. You remember, right? The barkeep?
Yes.
Right.
Placate.
No, I do remember him.
Is that actually his name? That's his name, right?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, Nessie.
Got a really long neck.
Nessie the innkeeper.
Kind of fictional.
I don't know what to do.
Well, maybe, I mean, we're not too far from where we fought the Hook the first time. Maybe we should see if she left behind any remnants, whether the area recovered or whether, because I mean, if we could figure out if it's corruption in like a mortal kind is a curse upon the land kind of way, or more of a like, you know, like a hag corrupted a bunch of things and the Eldrin are pissed about it.
I'm guessing it's more general anger at the people of Astad.
Maglin.
Based on,
Well, I mean, they're
wizards.
slowly pushing their way further and further out past the mountains into the wilds, and with
It's
it
true.
bringing the exploitation of the land.
Well, I think it's truthfully the entire material plane. That's what they're after. Because she said the world and she meant it, I think.
I don't know. Well, we could go talk to Nessie and see what they have to say.
We could. Or I think, Aurelia, you have a point. If there's a way to revert this, I don't know if Cadaverus's escapade with Maglin is going to revert hell being merged with the material plane. You all know I'm out of my league and out of my depth ever since we started, so I'm not sure, but...
I mean, I don't know anything about how magic works. It's just that, I mean, it's kind
But
of
it
like...
exists.
It's... In my experience, when the head monk would tell me to, you know, clean the grime off of the bathroom, and then I didn't do that, then the problem was not, and then she got mad at me. The problem wasn't like me, the problem was that the grime was still on the bathroom floor. So I feel like a good first step would be figuring out if the grime is on the bathroom floor or not, because if it is on the bathroom floor, then there's a really easy fix for that.
I mean, is the grime in this analogy a stod?
No, the grime in this analogy is hell.
See,
Don't think that we can conclusively determine that.
I think your
My
analogy
analogy? I can determine my analogy.
needs a bit of work, but it's on the right track, and I think that we should go see what you
Did you
mentioned.
just pat Aurelia? My knees a little red.
Yes.
Very little.
You're
She's
doing
almost
great.
there. She's almost there.
Better.
This is great. That was the best analogy an 11-year-old I've heard has said.
Did you actually clean up the grime?
19. Eventually.
I hope you did.
We're going back there.
Okay.
I will make you clean that bathroom.
I will turn this
cannot-
party right around.
I cannot believe you're patronizing a level 10 hero of the realm regarding cleaning up.
They
grime.
have a dynamic, Beth. Respect the
She
dynamic.
brought it up.
I will not.
I mean, perhaps we should all simply ride to the sites which we viewed corruption at before, and we all split our ways. We can be there in a matter of weeks.
Are
and
you
then
suggesting
reconvene.
that at this point we divide ourselves further down into our particulates and go do something when the armies of the continents are descending on this kingdom? No! Gislin, I'm vetoing that. No, we're going
Yeah,
together to the swamp.
You guys should
So
split
look.
up further, and then Gislin can go and fight
I can
Astaris.
almost hear Cadaverus's voice, but we've already lost him. So we
Maybe
can't
Cadaverus is dead.
listen.
He's dead. He's haunting you.
Weren't you checking in with Cadaverus every day? Does that... Have you
Oh,
heard anything?
he never
We've been riding
responds to
for
me
days.
anyway.
Oh.
I almost
She
don't.
never called.
Yeah, a response.
Also,
is
he doesn't know how to
almost
turn his
telling
phone on.
no response.
It's just stuck on silent.
Look, his voicemail's full.
How do I work this thing?
It's a bunch of.
That's your shoe, Cadaverus.
Hello? Theo?
I think a plot is afoot.
How do I set something to print?
You said you wanted to know more about souls. Sorry, that joke was totally bad.
Please, no more.
You're making my
many.
back arch.
There's too many puns afoot.
Yeah.
No more.
I need a podiatrist.
Wow.
What? You just said a word. You didn't. You might as well have got. You might as well have gone. Foot,
But I got the most laughs.
toes.
As we continue to fumble our way forward through things, now's an excellent time to take that break, find what kind of sweets we can have to make us happier, because our conversations are bringing us a little down. I mean, we laugh because we don't want to cry about things.
I'm actually crying right now.
We're
too.
crying a little bit there. So yeah, why don't we give a 5-minute break? We'll return. Cadaverus, you're gonna have a day or two more with Maglin,
Oh yeah.
and then the situation. Stay tuned.
The situation.
I think that's been mankind's position for a long time. Sorry,
The
viewers,
apes are morally wrong.
you missed the beginning of that. So we'll just have to speculate what mankind's philosophy has been. But
About apes.
we're back. Thank you, everyone. Shout out to all of you who haven't followed us for 24 days.
What?
You motherfuckers.
Well, I guess nobody knew. There's probably followers out there, and we love you.
But the rest of you.
If you haven't followed yet, we're having a special today only for the rest of the episode. If you follow us, you will be recorded in the Twitch records as having followed our stream. What? We did it! We have a follower!
Yep.
Taharaxia. Thank you very much for the follow. Whoever you are, I really thank you for your follow. Thanks. Taharaxia. That's great. Looks like they're a streamer. I'm checking their profile now. Everyone should go to their stream and follow Taharaxia as well. It looks like they play Pew Pew Shoot in the Face games, actually.
Unfollowing to end
little cartoons.
I don't think that's gonna solve this, Beth.
Wait, so we were in the middle of something?
Wait, you were Taharaxia? Oh.
There's a campaign going on, maybe?
Nope.
Tamur, take it away.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about all of that, but some things can't be fixed. Welcome back to the D&D, though, and let's see what they can fix in the D&D pretend world. And that's Lion and Crows. Let's do stuff. So Cadaverous was working with Maglin and slowly gaining Maglin's confidence. Cadaverous used old man curmudgeon language and got Maglin to reveal some desires to usurp the powers of these components. These component manifest slivers, shards, fractures.
So you're telling me
the
the files are in the computer?
Yes. Yes, it's
Right.
it's so simple. And with that, you got the feeling that he would like to do something very similar to your sword. He's not the greatest poker face when it comes to desire, and although he holds himself with a great deal of dignity and contempt for all others, etc., sometimes he's just like, oh yeah, I need to. So he loses a bit of his control there, and he's exploited that to find out his at least general plan. So on the fourth day, Maglin takes to the books and starts reading, and the majority of you helping is just staying out of his way, as he is knee deep in trying to understand the mechanics behind something. That last little bit of candlelight runs out at the end of the day. He turns to you and says, well, I'm not one to hedge my bets all on one little thing. It might be prudent to act against Astros sooner rather than later. Astros needs to be defeated, and if possible, far enough away that Marn cannot benefit. And if that is the case, he will likely revert to something similar, like this gem. Meaning that we'll have two shots to get it right instead of one. We're at the juncture whether I tear apart this gem and I hope I'm right, or we go get that gem and have a little insurance.
When are you wanting to do this? The gem ripping apart part.
Well, as soon as possible, but it would be prudent to have insurance. So bring back the second gem, and I can do it in front of everybody. And if it doesn't work one time, we'll have another time to make adjustments.
Right. Do I get the impression? No, let me rephrase that. Do I know the mechanics of what he's trying to do? Like, do I think I could replicate it?
Do you think you could operate the machine? You think the machine is slightly too complicated as an Arcana check would be involved? It would be likely more than the +4 that you can garner. However, if you had the support of others that were versed in such things, they might be able to make that roll high enough to get that to work.
Gisla.
So it's possible, yeah, Gisla, clearly. It's possible that you could, with enough support, work the machine without Magma. But as an individual, you do know you
Out of my reach. Yeah.
You don't even know if it's out of your reach so much as you're like an unnamed player within our group. Like, I don't know. What if it might go wrong. So with all of that, you cannot.
Okay.
So did you say it is possible or is not possible?
Yep, I said all of those things.
Okay.
Cadavers, how would you like to proceed? He is suggesting that you go rendezvous with your friends and ensure that the Asterisk is destroyed if he's not already been.
I will go rendezvous with my party.
Excellent. Where should I send you? Back to the dwarves? You think they're still there, lingering, probably drunk?
Well,
I know that one girl might be.
if only Tio would contact me.
Tio, I think we should check in with Cadavers.
All right. What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Where are you? We miss you.
By the time Tio contacts you, it could be forever.
You're right.
Maybe tell him where we are.
Maybe if I wait 8 more seconds.
Oh, that's short. You sure just 8.
Davros, how's it going? We miss you.
Oh, here she is. Going well. Let's meet up. Miss you, babes. Where are you?
Babes.
Rose is like, why are you calling me and saying these things? My line's crossed. What? Hang up.
Who are you talking to?
That dial.
I was listening to your text messages.
Repeat what you said, Beth. Roughly.
Sure. Where are you, basically?
We're outside Durth.
Be there soon. Send me to death.
Dareth, why?
What?
Dareth is not a very good place to go.
Well, that's where they are.
Yes, but there's no standing, functioning portal there.
Oh. Well.
Have them meet you back at the dwarves.
Call me back! I can't
possibly-
call you!
If we want to stay low on the radar, what about that chapel place? It has something I've used before. Oh, wait. No, your party moves conventionally. No, that would be way too long.
Wait, what?
Tio just loses it.
The dwarf place.
Excellent. Make sure they have those evil. Make sure they have their the swords that have been purified, and make sure you have that sword. We're going to need all 3 as a good key and open up a stable enough portal for everyone to go through. Also, we had Erebeth and we had Aurelia last time. There's still a few things got through. But if it closes, can Tio contact somebody, hopefully not me, with, hey, open the gate? I'd rather not just maintain a gate this time. Cadavers, are you awake?
I'm awake. I'm thinking of people that don't hate us.
That should be pretty fast.
It's like that's a short list.
I'm struggling to come up with any. I'll be honest with you. It was sort of just in Baron. Then he went mad.
We don't know that.
We know that. We talk to the gods. The god.
My god, my one conversation with Raoul.
We got an email.
Out of office.
So look. All I'm saying is keeping the portal open allows more evil to pour through. Not the evil like, oh, that person's mean, or that person says things that I don't like. More like demonic or infernal evil, the kind with fire, brimstone, death, suffering, and everything else that every religion seems to have some, at least a few passages about.
I understand. Well, we could contact you.
It's fine.
But I understand if we can't get out, we can't get the gem out either, so make sure you're ready to, pick us up.
Well, why don't you go ahead and this is what I'd like to do and exercise the logic. I can't do it with everybody from your group, but with you I have faith. If I can't get you out of hell with the gem, all I'm left with is a mad, soon-to-be destructive Mbaran. And that's bad. I need you as much as you need me. So, through sheer necessity, you can be rest assured that you will not be ditched.
Insight check. I trust you implicitly.
As you roll to, you realize that you are not good at vibing. You're like, and so the vibe is that his logic does make sense, and that it does appear, at least, that he is being forthcoming enough that that's probably true.
All right then, that's fine.
There's no definite, and of course it's not a lie detector, so it's hard to say.
Well, send me to the dwarf place.
Excellent.
How are you gonna get out of there?
How
Out of
far
where?
away? Your friends are in dirt? That's like 3-4 days away.
Well, he can start walking.
Do you want to go now is my point? You're going to be in dwarf
Well,
time
we
alone.
could just, hang.
Well, I'm very interested in that sword of yours. If you don't mind me taking a look at that for that great length.
Well, if you wouldn't mind explaining this machine of yours to me.
I've explained it to you 12 times. It's
Do
not
it
my
again.
fault.
I understand, but I'm an old man.
Okay. This is magic. You're
Well,
welcome. You're welcome.
look,
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to climb on you.
She was like, hey, since you're not picking me up. And she stays here for like between 20 minutes and 12 seconds. It's always random.
Yes, I would travel to the dwarf city when the party generally reaches it.
Okay.
I think we should
So,
probably go to the capital and meet up with Cadavers. We will reconvene with Cadaverous post haste.
Where are you now?
Go to the dwarf place. Don't waste my time.
In Carradine? Or
Yes.
okay. When will you be there?
When you're
So
there,
many spell slots.
go there quick.
All right.
You somehow hear the clap through.
Wow.
No, he just says clap.
Clap.
Be there
Okay.
fast. Clap.
All right. He's going to Vin Carradine. I'm not sure if he's coming alone or if he's going with Maglin, but he'll be there.
Well, let's head that way then.
We are pros at going to Vin Carradine. So
You
let's
have become very, very used to the journey to Vin Carradine. from all sorts of directions, cross country, through the roads, even through the actual mountain crevasses themselves. Although that time you did need a guide. You're pretty sure Gizem remembers 90% of that way. Hi, Cat. Hello, go to that area. That's where the microphone is. Thank you. That's great. And with that, a few days pass. As you arrive in Glen Caridin, both Maglin and Caridin have spent about one day in Jardine's estate. Having gotten there a day early just in case, and no surprises. Everyone is meeting up once again.
Cadavers.
Maglin says, as you go to greet Cadavers, I have located Astrus's whereabouts. With Cadavers' help, I have come up with a viable way to neutralize the pieces of the great demigod to be, whatever, if you can revert them back to that form. Meaning, go defeat Astrus, keep him far away from any orbs you encounter in the region. He should revert to something along the lines of this gem. If he is too close to things, his essence will be sucked away, and Imbaran will profit. Imbaran is likely mad. According to Cadavers, the gods have proclaimed him mad already. Can't have it. It will end with nothing but destruction. I have only one possible shot at facing him if he's in that state, and I guarantee he will still overcome it and destroy everything. Also, I've simply been swamped with research, but I'm very interested in finding out how the interactions will be with the last two pieces. I cannot predict what will happen when there are no more pieces for Imbaran to focus upon. How would you react if your motivation is taken away from you? It is hard to say. There's a lot of chaos involved, likely violent. So be prepared for that. I can get you to the nether regions of the outer planes once again, deep in hell, in a hole that has been dug somewhere. Astrus has started to pull in the living and change them into undead, forming a bit of a barrier of undeath there. It doesn't necessarily go against the tenets of what devils rule those places, so is so far being left alone. But it is an imperative threat, or an imminent threat to us. We cannot allow it to exist. You must do what you've done so very, very well, as violence is your talent, I suppose. So stock up, be ready. I can prepare the ritual, of course, and I know this will probably be to your great chagrin. I will need those swords you so are protective over.
Absolutely not.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I said absolutely not.
Oh, well then.
But the rest of it is fine.
Well, the rest of it's irrelevant now if you won't go.
We'll go.
You cannot. I need the swords. It's like a key.
It is true. He has opened the portal before.
But he doesn't need all the swords.
Well, he needs 3 of them.
Cadavers has volunteered his, what did you call it, a dragon wife sword?
My wife sword.
You offered your wife?
No.
With dragon. Sans dragon. Wait, with?
My wife is going to help us get to hell.
That's very generous.
That's
of
very
her.
telling, actually, of the entire matrimony. Anyway.
You're all right with that?
Well, we have things to do. She would want to help.
And you're coming with us, Meglin?
No, I'll be operating the portal.
Well, surely
As we have previously arranged. If you so
Yes.
wish,
the
you
last
can
time
keep
you did this,
somebody
though,
here.
you took all of the swords and ran off.
Yes, to close the portal. Correct. This time I've maybe I should let Cadavers explain things, but
The plan right now is we will go to hell. You'll close the portal. He will wait. We will call him through the TO hotline. And he will open the portal back up.
and I will of course once again allow you to keep somebody of your party in my company at all times if that puts you at more ease. Even if it is anyone but Jesse, that's fine.
I mean, Jesse was the first that came to my mind.
Yes, but Jessie would assume things in about, well, I don't know, whenever she doesn't have food in her hand, when
Well,
things
then
are
I
get bloody.
suggest you keep her well fed.
No, that's not my responsibility.
It is if she's going to kill you.
She won't kill me, however, she will disrupt your way out of hell.
Dead is
Jesse's-
the man who underestimates Jesse's ability to kill them.
Yes, and I wouldn't try to say I could withstand Jessie so much as circumnavigate Jessie.
I don't think that's possible either. I've spent a great deal of time with her. She is uncircumnavigatable.
It's true.
She's just like a continuing plane that stretches on infinitely in all directions.
Oh, please, don't give me geometric
Bermuda Triangle of
platitudes.
people.
Alright, well, I don't see we have much of a choice, and we're currently lacking direction. And you said you have a means for us to guarantee that Asterisk doesn't get his stuff sent off to Inbarn.
Well, getting stuff sent off from Barn is it hinges upon his proximity to any orb that he may be in possession of. I am 100% certain he is in possession of an orb similar to that you saw on the mountaintop here. I am 100% certain that Imbarn is in possession of something akin to that. So, it is very imperative that any way that Imbarn can scry upon you be severed. There are spells that allow for non-detection that may help. However, keep Asterisk away from the orb. Do not engage him near the orb, or your victory will quickly turn to defeat.
Can we just destroy the orb?
If you are capable of destroying the orb, destroying magical items sometimes comes with consequences. I haven't tested these specific ones. I do not know the ramifications.
How would we go about destroying it?
Well, there's many magical items that are almost immune to conventional methods, but not all of them. So you would immediately try conventional methods. Your violence may prove to be too much for its delicate nature. Or
I look at Jesse and we both kind of like nod. But if that doesn't work, how else?
well, if that doesn't work and you have to find the time, I suppose some arcane study would be in order. Discover if it has a flaw or weakness, great temperatures, or etc. I could go on with all the possibilities. I don't know. Again, I haven't been exposed to this. But
Theo,
take a
that's
given
quick
enough
look.
study, which
That's
means
something you can figure out within,
Yes.
the passage of 30
Seconds.
seconds while we're keeping. Yes.
Yes.
otherwise keep him away, as in out of spell range, as in 120 or so feet further. I like to use magic mist as a nice guide to how far a spell can reach. Typically, it might be longer. Make sure there's barriers in between. Another room would be preferable.
If we
You're sure that it's just not an inexorable draw, that regardless of how far away he is, it will go to the orb anyway.
I thought you said you witnessed this event and it wasn't that.
We did, but
We did witness this.
we haven't seen it from this particular subject.
what if we like put a blanket over it? Like an anti-magical blanket.
Are you capable of doing such things?
I don't know, you're the wizard.
If you give us a blanket, we can throw it over it.
Yes. Surely there are materials to block magic.
Oh yes, yes. There are creatures that can block magic. There are.
Are any of them hollow?
Great, make it into a blanket.
As we're talking,
Maybe a Modrone might be hollow. I haven't actually thought of that.
Theo will use one message slot to message Gislin while they're talking.
Right
When
there.
there's like a lull.
You're
Yeah.
just pointing at Gislin.
He's trying to be discreet, so I may need to do a stealth check.
You
But,
can do a stealth check if you'd like to cast a spell discreetly. Because
Okay.
otherwise, you are casting a spell. Alakazam.
Message.
Expelliarmus or whatever.
You have one message from me.
Ignore.
Okay. Let's try stealth. I'm gonna do it anyway, obviously, even if it fails. As usual.
You just say it out loud.
You're just muttering it.
Gislin,
No, look over here.
do I confront him about what we found out from Rao? And you can respond.
Who's Ralph?
Who's
Gislin
Ralph?
would know that this is Tio's god,
Oh.
the knowledge god. She would know that from traveling with him. I'm worried he'll leave us in hell.
I just look at you and kind of nod once. And then I look back at Maglin.
Maglin's just looking at both of you like, I saw that.
I like Tio doesn't know
Don't
that
worry
he
about
wasn't
it.
being stealthy, so he's like, I guess.
Maglin,
It doesn't take you too long to put it together.
I'm-
He's like,
I'm going to be completely honest with you, as I have always been. I know you're going to betray
insert
us.
veiled threat, go on.
No, it won't be veiled at all. I'm literally going to tell you I'm going to kill you at the end of this. But we'll wait for that part. I know that you're going to betray us at some point in all of this in some capacity. And it is my job to figure out exactly when that will be and whether it's near term or long term. So, whenever it happens, I'm going to kill you.
That seems a little extreme since you don't know the scope of things.
I don't, but I don't like to be betrayed.
It is a
And-
little extreme, perhaps.
well,
I hear that it doesn't count as betrayal if you tell them first.
So-
sorry, go-
I'm going to stab you.
allow me to assert that consequence to you betraying us, and then perhaps that will weigh in your mind when you decide whether or not to do that.
Was
We've
my
gotten-
betrayer a foregone conclusion?
Yes,
Well, then what you're saying won't affect that outcome, right?
exactly.
Well, then why say it?
I just like telling you that I'm going to kill you. It makes me feel better. I would like to do it at least once every day, but you're not here. That being said, we have gotten ourselves out of hell alone before. So if you think putting us in hell and trapping us there is going to waylay us for any long amount of time, you will be sorely mistaken. You're not the only one who can manipulate portals in and out of hell.
By no means am I.
So, are we all square on that? We know it's going to happen. It's not a surprise. You're not pulling one over on us. I will kill you when it does.
And
So-
we've made it out of hell without a portal before, as you can tell, because we're here before you right now, and I don't want to kill you anymore. It was a streak of.
Gislin was much better at this, Tio.
I'm just explaining where I'm coming from, so you know.
That's what Gislin is better at, not doing that part.
I just feel like I need to say this to you.
Why?
I'm saying it. Don't
Emotional catharsis.
do it. What you're planning?
I think that
Go down in that portal?
threat
Hold
of
on,
killing
though.
him was perhaps a little bit more effective than the scolding, but
Probably.
It's a, don't let it stop you though.
all right.
If it-
Well, let's go
if
to
it's-
hell.
If it's any kind of consolation, I no longer believe you are capable of doing what was claimed.
Killing you?
No. TOA being the mastermind of anything.
Oh, thank goodness.
I mean, we've been trying
Because-
to tell you that the whole time.
No.
I think the fact that you believed it in the first place is a mark against your so-called intelligence.
Yes, I
Yes,
lost a
but
lot of respect.
You
for
railed
you.
against it, and you're all homicidal. So actually,
I mean, that's the very
I would
quality
describe myself as homicidal.
which you seek to, you know,
yes, a
further
lot of
yourself
homicidal maniacs don't consider themselves homicidal, as they murder.
I think we've committed very many murders.
I will take out.
Mostly killed hags.
I will take out the hate sword and hand it to him, blade first.
Well,
The Dora
Because
method
they're-
of
The
transferring
Dora method of handing.
sharp objects.
just place that there on a table or something. I'm not going to cut my fingers. Excellent.
I don't have.
Where's the?
Kindle.
Who has the other one?
I mean, I have 2 swords, but he's not getting Silvervein, so. I figure we shouldn't take the bad swords to hell. It's probably.
I don't have anything.
Somebody has Tendril. I think Tio has Tendril. It's specifically not in my character sheet. I had 2 of them, but.
Tio has Tendril.
I think I gave it to Tio, because it's been removed from my character sheet.
Okay.
So we'll just say Tio has it.
Gosh, I
Anyway,
think I
you're
do
in
have it.
possession of Tendril.
Okay.
Tendril.
And then the other one was gone. So we need, and then
The other
so
one is
hate
yeah,
hate Tendril wife dragon. Or
Excellent.
that's 3, right? Yeah.
Tio, you hand over Tendril.
I do with a warning look at him.
Cadaverous, you hand him over the white sword.
Here you go.
The gleam in his eye. The gleam in his eye. He's so reservedly overjoyed. He's like,
Maglin,
yes.
I've put a lot of faith in you. I've shown you kindness and friendship. I've always defended you.
Have I
Do not.
have I specifically done anything that that wouldn't be categorized as the same to you?
You have not. I hope it continues that way.
Excellent. Then, to safe journeys. I know that the violence of hell doesn't know what's coming, so enjoy that. Let us go descend to the very place where all of this is possible, to the Undermountain.
Disney. Oh.
It's
Splash
actually
Mountain.
it's actually keep your hands and your feet inside as you just get into the cart. The dwarves have automated how you get there. So descending through in a very familiar manner, you go through all the dwarven. Got to talk to the foreman, get down through the mines. The mine area has already been reinforced, so the entrance to the Undermountain region with the great elevator is much more easy than it used to be when you first discovered it. Moving through the lava tubes has been marked and is very clear now with painted signs and lanterns to light the most common ways, as well as in dwarven signs denoting different kind of locations throughout, like, oh, the garrison is here and blah, blah, blah. Then you finally go up the mountain to the great remnants of a dragonborn civilization long gone, where you've met the king at one point, Pomarok, and whatnot, and then descending down through all of that to where that portal was. You've been through this a few times. Beth, your camera is dead. And fix that.
It is fixed.
Okay. I was like, she's also dead? No.
I've died.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And
be reborn.
Oh.
Maglin begins a ritual spell. It will take about 10 minutes to complete using the swords. For those who wish to roll an arcane, who's familiar with it, there are some changes to this ritual.
I will roll an arcana.
Okay. TOA, the changes are clearly to a different location, but does seem to be rooted in the same overall location of hell itself, though you do not know, once again, what level you're going to. And with that, a yawning portal opens up. This one not wreathed in fire and damage, but rather wreathed in wispy darkness, as you cannot see the other side in which you go into. And it opens up, and the smell of a bit of a sour, almost astringent smell hits your nose. It's very pointedly the smell of decay and death.
Well,
Maglin gestures. Good luck to you. May you find that you do not have to kill me after all.
I hope so, for your sake.
Stop smirking.
Just looks down at the three swords, placing the two evil swords on each side, and then the middle is the dragon sword, and he puts both fingers on, or two of his fingers on the dragon sword's blade and rubs it slightly and says, "It's all gonna be fine. Just go ahead."
No, Ape Cadaverous, stay inside. Cadaverous is like the Hulk, just with an ape at this point. The ape is taking over.
So
He's evolving.
He might as well be twirling a fucking mustache. Why are we doing this?
I don't know how to not do it.
I don't know how to not do it either.
The portal is open, and
Portal is opened.
So are the swords actively like keeping it open? Like, are they like
The swords directed the magic to a location. Maglin is concentrating on a ritual spell. If he loses concentration, the portal closes like any other concentration spell.
Do I get the sense that he needs the sword in order to maintain the portal open?
With your Arcana adjustment at 0, even if you were to roll a natural 20, you do not understand enough of the mechanics requiring the need or not. He has implied need. He has used the swords before. Aurelia and Erebeth. I guess Erebeth's not much of a character witness, but Aurelia has witnessed him using the swords continuously to maintain that concentration. The swords were initially used by the party themselves without Maglin to go to hell once. And yeah, there's all of that. The swords do seem to be a vital function, but whether Maglin is playing it off a little extra or not, it's hard to say, but you are looking at an open portal, and he is just looking at you like, your hesitation starts to worry me.
Let's go.
I will not do the thing that I was going to do that would make Beth super mad.
Thank you.
I will.
You're the greatest
I
player.
I will go through. I will go through the portal first.
I can imagine the private messages that are going by.
No, I didn't message anybody.
All right, Gislin has stepped into the portal. I will allow Jesse to have stepped into the portal because Gislin did. And then Jesse's like, I can't believe I didn't go first.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Jesse goes first, but I felt like that was not the right thing to do. So.
And then he closes the portal. Screw Jesse. Well,
you put Jesse and Gislin in hell and close a portal. There's not going to be much hell left when you're done.
Indeed, the blender method of destroying hell does seem effective at that point. So, we're at Aurelia and Tioe and Cadaverous.
I guess I'll go next.
Cadaverous will go.
Aurelia and Cadaverous step through Tioe. He smiles at you. This is for the best.
Don't patronize me. I'm gonna stop.
Can't help it. Your face is like that, you have horns. And disappear. And you guys find yourself on yet another map I've prepared. I hope your computers are ready. This is the big one.
I'm gonna have to close Twitch.
And wait for the 45 minutes it needs to not be
Shadow
blurry.
everything. Shadow
Well,
everything.
actually, let me take a look at this map before I change it and put the characters in place. Because I may have to I'm using the updated fog of war and the lighting, etc., etc. So as I do that, I may need to update each person. So I'm going to put Aurelia, Theo and Cadaverous are in the back, and Jesse and Gizzard up front. Let me switch out the map now. If you don't have vision after I move everyone's location here, let me know.
I see darkness and a cadaverous icon.
Okay, great. So that means Gislin needs vision. So
I don't see my icon though.
I also can
Let
only see
me
the cadaverous
give
icon
you-
and nothing else.
I can't see anything at
What
all.
is your night vision, Gislin?
4 billion.
4 billion? How do you help say? It's
406,000.
like 90 or something?
I've been eating elves since I was a child.
Every time
I
you
think
eat
mine's
an elf,
90.
gain.
What's your dark vision?
60 feet plus. Dread ambusher thing is 90, or not dread ambusher. What is it? Umbral sight.
Total of 90?
90
or
90
120?
total. 90 total.
90 total. Okay, I'm saving the changes.
Total.
Gislin should have a lot better vision now.
Oh
Oh,
no.
yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh no.
Cadaverous, you have no light source, so while you see yourself, you have correct
Cadaverous,
vision.
lights a torch.
Well, just wait a second. Tia, can
You are
see?
not going to be able to do anything until there's an initiative order. I will say that right now.
I
Okay.
can't see anything.
Cadaverous. I'm sorry, Tia. What is your
Can't see anything.
dark vision? Normally?
Nothing. 60.
Nothing or 60?
It's 60.
It's 60. Okay.
I
So
just
let's
can't
give you
see
vision.
anything.
We'll give you night vision of 60, as they call it, night vision here and there. You should be able to see some tokens now, yes?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Aurelia, I'm assuming 60 as well?
60.
60. 60. Okay. And then Jesse
boy.
doesn't matter, but Jesse should have vision updated, but no night vision. Okay. Cadaverous, you begin to light a torch, but I do indeed need
Speed.
an initiative rolled from all characters, as what lies in front of you appears to be a mass of moving undead.
Oh, and there's something big off to
Lordy,
the right.
lordy, lord. Lordy, lordy,
Let's
lordy.
bring up the
Don't
turn
love
order,
that.
shall we? Great.
Do not
Remember,
love
highlight
that at
before you
all.
roll.
Oh, also,
Highlight
Thank you.
before you roll. T-away,
Oh
highlight
my gosh.
I'm doing it.
oh,
before
Tamar,
you roll. Yes.
would it be fair to say that I would have
Okay.
regathered up my griffin as he was here beach vacationing?
I will allow your griffin to have been regathered.
Thank you.
So you will be able to summon your griffin.
Well, he would just be here.
No, he
He's
doesn't fit
summoned
on the
until he
steps just yet. He doesn't fit on the steps just yet. So let's say he's coming in after this round.
Sure, that's fine.
Anyway, let me get some initiatives for these guys.
Excellent. Do we need a Jessie initiative, or are we just having her like be around?
Yes, but does somebody already have control of Jesse as a character? I believe somebody had the rights to do that, yes?
I do not.
I only have Aurelia on mine. Not sure. why,
Nobody?
but-
Nobody? Well, let me go in and edit some things. Who would like to be Jesse this time around? We're going to need somebody to step up.
I can do it because I probably have the least amount of things to worry about.
Okay. Did they actually get rid of... Oh, that's token settings. Hold on. Let me go to character sheet. Let's edit the character sheet. In player can be edited and controlled by Gislin, but it's not in your journal. So let me just do that. Save. Did that change anything? Do you see Jesse's character sheet as an option?
Yes. Jessime.
Okay. I know that she
rodeo
used
cowboy.
D&D Beyond. Hopefully this is pretty updated.
I see things I can click, so
That's good enough. Anyway,
only says she's level 9 though. Are we level 9?
that is incorrect. You are all not level 9. You are 10.
She may have been updating in D&D Beyond and not on Roll 20.
I mean, I think her like hit points and stuff. I just don't think she changed her level.
That's very possible, because that would be a manual change in
It doesn't really
roll 20.
do too much. I'll change it for her.
Okay. So at the top of a round, as Cadaver starts immediately just by default going into his pack and trying to withdraw a torch and the means to light it, you look around from your perspective. You can't. Why is Aurelia up front? Isn't Aurelia in the back?
I didn't move me.
Okay. It's very possible I did. So I expect you to apologize. So right in front of
Oh,
you.
wait.
Very sorry, DM.
Why can I not see anything when I'm looking through your eyes?
She's advantage on initiative.
Gislin, do you see bad guys?
Yes.
So the control L function doesn't let me see what you see, bad guys wise. Is that new? I'm going to refresh just to make sure.
Yeah, I definitely see him. I'm reading all of her abilities.
Okay, so refreshing did the trick. Apparently my stuff was a little out of sync. So Gislin,
Oh, that's such a good
you are
ability.
first. There is a whole bunch of zombos turning to you. They look very basic. You've seen zombies before.
Got, like,
They're
chai
basic bitches.
lattes and-
Yeah, they're very basic. And however, they're a little hardy. You know that they can be a little stubborn to kill sometimes, and in great number they can pose a threat regardless of level. Because where there are hundreds, there'd be an issue. World War Z. So, what would you like to do?
Bonus action Hunter's Mark, the one closest to us.
I will Hunter's Mark that. I will use the color purple.
Alright, boop. I will record Hunter's marking. Hunt mark. Alright. And I will
change it to imaginary
make a.
color.
Have they reacted to us? There was a big glowing.
Yes,
portal
as soon
and
as
stuff there.
you've entered the facility, the zombies kind of, unnaturally kind of reorient towards you. A few of the ones in the background already have started their lumber toward things. You know the zombies aren't the fastest moving, but you hear all the moans and low sounding growls. But beyond that, you hear a very deep and booming version of the same thing. Somewhere in the darkness.
So, this is a mechanics question, but it's kind of meta. Do I roll with advantage?
Spark plugs.
Do I, yeah, I know, you gotta clean them. Do I roll with advantage because it's darkness, and do they, I guess it's like, do they have dark vision? If they have dark vision, I'm invisible to them.
You are technically invisible, so what they're orienting to is the group.
Yeah, but that does let me roll with advantage.
Yes, zombies specifically have a senses listing to include dark vision.
All right. I will sharpshooter longbow, the one that I hunter's marked. Here it comes. Does a 19 hit them?
A 19 does hit the zombie.
22 points of damage plus hunter's mark. So 26 total points of damage.
Okay.
Con save from the
What
zombie.
happens if I click this? So the total damage taken is what?
26.
26. I'm going to go ahead and say that they can't roll a 31 with their con. So I won't have to.
So is that one died?
So that one has expired as you have shot it in the perfect place, severing all the tendons somehow. And it just becomes jelly. It's later going to be an undead slime, but not right now. It's going to have to congeal for a bit.
Not yet.
Okay.
Is this thing behind a statue?
It is very much behind the statue, and you do not have line of sight to that. I just didn't feel like drawing the small
that's
little
fine.
stuffs.
I'll target this one. Same thing, sharpshooter longbow. 18.
18 will strike it.
20. No hunter's mark, but I do have advantage, so I'll apply sneak attack to this. 27 to that one.
27. I don't believe I can roll a 27 with my constitution. So you go ahead and do this.
All right. I think we could have taken the Dragonborn army. I will.
There is no difference between a highly trained Dragonborn army and a bunch of mindless zombies.
I will then target this one.
Okay.
For my.
Knowing that your new perspective has revealed a few other things.
Yeah. Sharpshooter longbow attack on that one. 22.
22 hits all day.
And then Dread Ambusher damage on top of that. That one's 26.
Did you Dread Ambusher damage already?
Nope. I did Hunter's Mark was the first one. Sneak Attack was the second one. Dread Ambusher was the third one. Dread Ambusher only works on the third one.
Well,
it has to be an extra attack.
Just fine and dandy, as you've destroyed yet another zombie.
All right, and I think that's all I can do, unfortunately.
Okay. TOA, the groans and moans in the darkness.
Actually, Jesse has advantage on initiative, so I rolled again. So it's probably Jesse, I think.
What did Jesse get? Where is it? Where is it?
She has a 14.
I see. It just didn't reorder it because I've already had the order.
But nobody did any light or anything?
Cadaverous is in the process, but initiative was rolled upon entrance. So.
All right. I'm going to step up here and ready my axe and swing at anything that gets into melange.
That was way too concise.
Oh, yeehaw! I'm gonna swing at the axe and
what voice is that? What voice is
what
that?
are you doing?
Yes. People.
So Jesse will anything that gets in melee range. I assume that she will eventually have light to see that. So that's her turn.
Okay, fantastic. TOA now.
I'm going to bless. Can I be walking and casting bless, or do I have to stand still to cast bless?
You can split up your move between your standard action. So
okay,
if you want to move 15 feet, cast bless, and move another 15 feet, if you have 30 feet to move, that is no problem at all.
Gotcha. My question is more, is it possible for me to get all three of our girls in this one cast of bless? Because Jesse's not within my reach.
Bless is a touch.
Is bless a touch? Could you link bless for the viewers at home and for the players here?
Well, that's good. Okay, it's not touch. You're right. I don't know why.
It's your first time using bless. It's fine.
Oh my gosh, I don't know where this idea that bless was touch came from. Anyway, okay, all three, Jesse, Aurelia, and Ghislaine have feel a familiar wash of bless, and then a sacred flame just like sings out overhead and is going
this
for
party
this.
sucks. Cadaverous doesn't have his wife. He can't fucking see anything. He doesn't even get blessed.
I'm sorry.
He's just
there,
fucking
Cadaverous.
suffering.
Because you're fumbling in the darkness. Who would bless you?
Well,
I need to be more impressive, Cadaverous.
You link your sacred flame, and I will roll the saving throw. You link your sacred flame first, and I will roll the saving throw.
Is that right there?
Okay, so my stuff isn't updating. 1 sec, let me refresh.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were repeating it because you could see.
No, I did not see it.
I was like,
you were
it's
just
right
saying
there.
it just to be funny, and I was like, ah.
Okay, I now see it, like twice. All right, so dexterity saving throw. I don't think you're going to do it.
You never know.
Almost, but not quite. Oh, and
Okay.
it was a 2 jam roll, but I rolled, the result was a 10. You may roll the damage.
Okay. It has rolled damage already. I don't know if you want me to do it
Oh,
again.
yeah, I see it now. 12.
Okay.
So I already scrolled down. There's so much now. I will take the 12 off it, but that one does continue to survive. So that's the first for zombies this game. Let's go. No. TOA, anything else?
That's it.
Okay. We're going to move to the zombie's turn. This cadaverous continues to fumble in the darkness. Where's the front? It's too dark. As the zombies themselves begin to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. And additional ones moving forward. Let's see who hasn't been moved. All right. I believe I got all the zombos. And I have. Only one has made it into melee range. And technically, although Gizem is invisible, he has a chance to hit Gizem, but he also has a bigger chance to hit Tio or Jesse. So let me roll.
Does that trigger Jesse's thing?
6. Was Jesse holding an action?
She was holding an action if something got into melange.
Oh, that's correct. You did.
Does
say
she
for
know it's a
melange.
melange?
Yeah, that's my question.
No, it would not trigger it only because she cannot verify the
Yeah.
trigger.
But if somebody does create light, then that will.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jesse is actually targeted first, as Jesse is
Well,
number
that'll,
1. The
that'll
first,
let
the
her
first
know
one
something is melange.
that will let her know. Here's the this is going to be with advantage. It's again defaulting to private, but with advantage he hits a 22. I'm gonna have to find out where I can change that. Where can I change this?
Gosh.
22 is well above her armor.
I'll deal with that in a sec. It's 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and that's all.
Okay. And that triggers her attack.
She has disadvantage on the attack. She cannot see him.
She will attack recklessly.
That does seem correct.
Reckless Great Weapon Master. I don't even know if this is the right thing. This might not be the right one, but Magic Great Weapon Master.
That's possibly the right one.
This
This
has
is
+3, -5, +4,
That's the
+1.
one.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is evidence that she hasn't used it since she got the magic great axe, because we would have commented on magic master.
So
I don't know
yeah,
if that
roll.
hits or not.
It does. It does.
25.
Zombies
damage.
have notoriously maybe the lowest armor class I've ever seen.
Oh dang.
25
good.
will indeed be enough. However,
Oh, wait.
it's still too much for them to roll.
Yeah. She had +2, but doesn't matter if it hits.
All right. The zombies have all gone Aurelia. Go right ahead.
Okie dokie. 5. Oh,
I'm gonna
gross.
find
Stepping
out.
on them. 10. 15. Hello.
Kitty.
Smack. Enchanted quarterstaff at the one right in front of me. 23.
23. 23 is going to hit because it's a zombie with less than 10 on its AC.
10 points of bludgeoning damage.
10 points of bludgeoning damage is accounted for.
Second one.
Mm-hmm.
Only a 19.
Only a 19. Well,
You have bless if you need it.
Oh, I do have bless. Do I need
Did
to
I
roll
mention
for
how it has less than a 10 AC?
Okay.
Only if you
Oh,
need
right
it.
ahead.
Another 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Another 10. As it still does stand, however, having
Yeesh.
a decent amount of hit points, minus Jesse or Gislin, it's not just a one
I
shot.
am but a humble monk. Bonus action unarmed strike.
It's 25 hits.
Another 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
And so that one hits, but it's 5 plus 8 for its saving throw. And I'm just once again going to link that it has
you gotta
the
bop them
fortitude.
all at once, otherwise they might not go bop.
Well,
this one-
unfortunately, I can. There's only so much I can
Oh.
do.
Why is it still whispering? I don't want it to whisper. Well, all right, so let me read this to you. If the damage reduces it to 0, it must make a Constitution saving throw, which is DC of 5 plus the damage taken. 5 plus 10 is 15. It rolled a 9. It's dead.
Okay.
I'm going to do my best to find out where the setting is to make this public again, because I don't see it here, but that's just... Aha! I think I found... No, it says ask every time. Oh, Whisper Monster Rolls is a new category. I didn't know that existed. All right, well, let's ask every time, shall we? Here we go. Set. Are you done, Aurelia?
I am done.
Fantastic. We're going to move to Cadaverous.
Light.
Let there be light. The bright light becomes 20 feet. The low light past that becomes 20 feet. I'm going to save those settings for now.
Put it out. Don't like.
That's the only thing living is your party. Even if the other things are still moving, that's still true.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
There
I
are
think
some
it's
things
kind
in
of
your
it's a
in the
cat, I figure.
shadows that seem a little different.
That's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
Christ on a bike. I think it's a.
Nope.
They have bikes in
Those,
D&D.
those are zombies.
Zombies on a unicycle. Why is my character sheet so large?
That sounds like a personal problem.
Well, I either have my, I either zoom in to see, or my character. Doesn't matter. Shut up. Shut up, Dora. Distracting me.
You were the one who was talking.
I'm gonna step forward and I'm gonna pat Aurelia on the back. Shut up, Aurelia. Go get him. You're inspired.
Shut up, Meg.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, go back here now. It's safer.
Can you go
Oh,
40
dear.
feet back there?
Like these zombie things. My turn's over.
You
actually.
notice at the top of the stairs is a great stone door. Apparently, a portal was placed on the door as you step through it. Now that it is gone, or at the end of your turn, or actually at the end of the round, you're going to need to place your griffin somewhere.
Sorry, Gio. Looks like you've been crushed to death.
Oh no.
Okay, cadaver's done. The ogre zombies. Now, the ogre zombies are going to
Yogurt?
lumber. Yogurt zombies
Mm.
are going to lumber forward at a bit of a faster pace. 2, 3, 4. Stepping over the brazier that could be lit but is not. 6 to there. Aurelia, you are managed to be the only thing that's not invisible to it.
I am now visible because Cadaver's made light go.
Oh, that's true. So I will indeed roll a 50-50. It has a large morning star. Not pictured in the icon, but if that picture were the total picture, it's pretty nice looking. This is going to go ahead and choose Aurelia as odd because you are the closest one, or at least the one that was in view the whole time. And I'm going to roll a 1d2. Slash roll 1d2. We're just going to wait because there it is. Okay, so Gislin, it turns out that you existing surprised it, and it smashes what it surprises. Doesn't like that. So here's the attack. It's a +6 attack. It's rolled a 17 for a 23 total.
That will hit me.
Okay. All of the damage is 2d8 +4. Did it literally? Because it rolled a whole bunch of
It
dice.
almost max
a 7
damage.
and an 8 +4. So it's 1 point away from its absolute max damage, and does 19, which is no. It's not happy times. That's not happy times. You guys have the hit points, but not if it stays like this. That's one of those. Your con save was for concentration, I assume.
Yep.
This next one will move 1, 2, 3, excuse me, 4, excuse me, 5, and 6. Not quite getting to where it would like to go. And a third one will start pushing in. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll crush in a little further, 5, but it will still attack Jesse. Has Jesse raged yet?
Negative.
Jesse used Reckless, so this is going to be an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not the one, but a 24 is going to hit most people. 14 this time. Okay, and we're going to start to the round 2. I'm going to check the time. I guess we have some time. We can get through this.
Well, there ain't much.
Oh, and did the music start to play on this map? I've actually
Yes.
muted it.
I will bonus action Hunter's Mark. This big one, the one south of Jesse.
Okay, south of Jesse. Check.
Alright.
Let me go ahead and put this little guy on there.
Oh, I
That's
didn't.
the
Wait,
one you
hold
like?
on. Oh, wait, no, it only attacked once. Never mind. I got hit with a different character that's not concentrating. And then I will sharpshooter longbow. That's Gourmand.
He is not a cook. He is a zombie and an ogre.
And do I have advantage because one of my... How does sneak attack work? I never remember.
Sneak attack doesn't require advantage. It requires advantage
have some-
or
Somebody
proximity.
be there, yeah. My brain is. So I don't have advantage, but I do have...
But
Sneak
do you
attack
have
options.
do you have disadvantage?
No.
Then you're set.
You do
Then
have
you're good.
bless if you
Yeah.
need it for any reason.
That does help. Bless always helps. I don't know. Do I need a bless? That's a bless. 18.
18. And as lumbering and slow and easy it was to hit the smaller zombies, this is a bigger version of exactly that. Easy peasy to hit them. As this is totally a hit. Go ahead.
Have
Sweet
some,
mama pajama.
Have some max damage from Gislin as well. Not quite, but 25 for the first one. And since there are people there, I will add the sneak attack onto that.
Ooh,
That is incorrect.
that's tasty.
That is Optimus.
49, 51 damage to it.
Good God.
That's not what I... Let me try that again from hit points. Hold on.
23 plus 16 is 39. Yeah, 41.
Okay. That seems now correct to what I've entered. 41. Okay.
41 total.
Because I did it 23, 2, and then 16. But,
Next attack. Oh my god. Unfortunately,
Wow.
this is not a... I didn't sneak attack on this one, so...
you did not.
That's pretty awful damage roll. But I do have 2 of this. There's 1. There's 2 6s on the hunter.
Holy
So
cow.
that's good. So 12,
I'm afraid of you more than
29.
All right,
anything else
I'll
down
just
here.
I'll just do it in order. So you did
31.
19, 6, and 6.
It's 31
Minus
more.
19,
So I only did 72 damage that
6.
turn.
Only.
6. Now, the beautiful thing is that's ridiculous. But the maybe slightly concerning thing is that it still exists.
Yep, that's fine though.
Damn,
Can
these
exist.
yogurt zombies don't fuck around.
Yogurt
Hey,
zombies
milk.
are good for you and
Um,
full of hit points
And probiotics.
And calcium.
and probiotics. They help digestion and surviving large attack.
But are they
numbers.
Greek?
They also want to digest you.
They're not Greek, but as they're undead, you do feel that they are slightly Mediterranean. Because maybe more. I don't know what I'm going with this. I'm going to stop, but hilarious, at least a little bit in concept. So,
All right.
what are we at, Gislin?
I will bonus action disengage and take 2 steps back to here, and let maybe a griffin get in there. All right, and that'll do. For Gislin.
Okay.
And Jesse, I guess, is next.
And also, Cadavers, could you roll the Griffin's initiative, as it is not currently
Absolutely.
used as mount, so we can insert that correctly.
God damn, that's a griffin.
All right. Well, then at the bottom of the round, the Griffin would have shown up. Gislin took a turn, but at the top of the round, it's still going to go. So we're going to keep its initiative. We're going to let it go right now, and then we're going to move to Jesse.
Sure.
Now, I would like to let you know it's 15-foot ceilings.
Yes, that's fine.
It's going to severely limit movement.
Would it block Gislin shooting?
Nothing can block Gislin shooting.
No. Unfortunately, Gislin took the feat where she ignores cover, and that is what people in the way grant. Until there's enough people to grant total cover.
I can always
Okay.
move around it.
Was it this one that Gislin was hitting? Which one has arrows sticking out of its eyes?
It is not that one. It would be the one to the south, yes.
Oh, well, this is the one that will be attacked. As I do not have reach on my griffin.
Ooh!
I imagine both of these hit, as this is a zombie.
You do not have to imagine this is true. The zombies having less than armor class 10 makes it nice and sleazy easy.
Okay, so this is 1d8 plus 4 and 2d8 plus 6. Plus 4. Roll 2d8 plus 6.
So a total of 19?
19.
Oh, the minus key changes the viewpoint. Okay. If you're not correctly selecting a text box. Very nice, however, accounted for. That's the first damage that zombie has accrued. The zombie wheeling around as if it doesn't notice that it's getting shredded. Like it's reacting to trying to lose balance, but not so much the damage and slices. Although you do know that does eventually destroy him, or them, or it, or whatever. I'm waiting for a done.
No, it is done.
Okay.
That was all.
Next round, if it's using or occupying a square with others in it, it will be squeezing.
Is it doing that currently?
It's got TO.
TOA is under its...
Oh, right, yes, I see.
Yeah.
I'm ducking. I'm doing my best.
Oh, I can bring the duck. The duck's available.
Please leave the duck out of this.
All right. Jesse will recklessly Great Weapon Master axe the one below her, which I think is
Cadavers, yes.
21 plus, but I'm not going to bother. So 23 points of damage to that. Is it still up?
Well, 23 would bring it to possibly dead. But it's within its constitution to maybe not be dead.
Okay.
And it is not.
All right. Well, then second attack against it, same thing. Oh, wait. I guess I should rage, right? Is that a thing? I'm trying to play Holly as true to character as possible. Bonus action.
You could
rage.
wait 3 more turns before you
Bonus
rage,
action
and then
rage.
go, oh, yeah.
No, she usually does one attack, rages, and then the next one. So rage, same thing. 14.
You're also blessed.
Plus the bless. 18. It's got to hit.
Yes, it manages to hit. It's
Woo!
again, under 10.
25. Does this include rage or not?
Oh my
No.
gosh. Holy cow.
I can't tell. There's so many numbers being added up in here.
Well, let's try to deconstruct Holly math, shall we?
It is 1d12 plus strength plus 10. No, this doesn't include rage. And so rage is another. Oh, I guess you just turn it on. So it's 28 points of damage.
Okay, so rage 28, beyond its ability to roll that with his constitution, it is destroyed.
All right, and I think her thing requires a bonus action in order to get another attack.
It does, which means she has already used it.
Yeah, on your turn, if you score a critical hit or reduce 0, you can make 1 minute attack bonus action. So she can't do that. I think there's nowhere else that she can really go, so she will just.
The large form on the floor that is a dead body will be difficult terrain. The smaller forms would need a pile of 2 or greater to be difficult terrain. Large creatures can ignore a large difficult terrain if there's enough ceiling space, which there would be.
I'll move Jesse to there because I think that will prevent Aurelia from getting double attacked by ogres.
No, you've got to Jesse this. No, that one's mine too. There you go. And Tioe.
All right, I am going to be. I was sure that I was going to turn undead, but I'm worried that if I do that, it will send people chasing, and that is a bad idea. So instead, I'm going to spiritual weapon.
Jesse just runs off into the.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah,
I would do
what
it.
Happened. What would happen? I'm going to spiritual weapon at 2nd level.
You may draw the spiritual weapon onto the map. I know you have the rights.
Cast displayed for your convenience.
Danke. Purple box. It's a bold move.
Giant purple box. How do you like this? And I'm gonna plop it right next to Jesse.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz.
Right there.
Okay, what a 2nd level spell
it was a 17 to hit.
As I scroll up past the purple, I see 17 hits for 6.
Okay.
And it is the one to the north that you are hitting?
I was actually going to click on this one.
Okay, then honesty is rewarded with damage going to that one.
Thank you. And I'm also going to try another Sacred Flame, but this time at this one. Oh, sorry.
Oh my god. With
Good
my
grief.
-2 dexterity, I have made the saving throw.
That's insane.
There are only 2 numbers that allow me to do that. I managed to get one.
Wow. Well, thank you for ruining my turn.
You're
I'm done.
welcome. The zombies will continue to pile in, finding any kind of crevasse to get through. So climbing over the bodies.
Oh gosh, I forgot to move. I'm sorry.
Is this one. That's the extent of his movement because he doesn't have a lot. The other zombies, seeing this way is blocked, will all start spinning around the statue, trying to find any way in and up toward the living.
Okay.
They've all managed to congregate in. Only one of them has a chance against Jesse. Based on the flanking rules, the square diagonal from Jesse is also
anyway. Yeah.
and reckless. That's true. So here's the with advantage attack against Jesse. Regular zombies don't do all that much damage. Does a 15 hit Jesse?
No, 16's are AC.
All right. So even with all of the advantages in the world, the zombie fails miserably. There's
Oh,
the only attack from the
likewise.
zombies this turn. Much like regular zombies in movies that funnel and kind of fall over themselves, this is what's occurring. Aurelia, lots to choose from here.
I will go for the one that the griffin tore into.
Mm.
Thank you.
Let's
Yeah,
start with a
you are.
crit, shall we? Woo!
Whoa. Oh my gosh, really? Oh.
16.
16 is being applied.
Second one.
Well,
Ooh. Is
parody
somebody
in all
within?
things.
Is somebody within your melee
Jesse
grasp?
is, and Cadaverous is, and
Griffin is.
Griffin
And
is.
Griffin, grand, fantastic. I would like you.
Dora, I dare
We're
you.
going to start with the Griffin. I'd like you to roll a 1d3, and we're going to go clockwise from the Griffin.
Fuck with the griffin too.
Griffin.
Oh,
Okay.
you did.
With the Griffin, I would like you to make another attack roll to see if you were able to hit this Griffin. Just because you're swinging at the Griffin doesn't mean the Griffin is standing still.
Of course. You fucking.
The odds of this!
Oh.
What the hell?
This is amazing.
A 20, a natural one,
Gosh.
a 1 on the D3, and then a 20. There's only 2 numbers Dora
It's kind of
rolled.
beautiful.
It is beautiful. Please roll the damage. Make sure each of them are 20s or 1s.
I just want to keep this griffin alive
That's
for
right.
more than like.
As you really start winding up and you end up twirling and missing and just blastifica. It just
Bonk.
oh,
How many hit points does a Griffin have?
like a lot, I'd assume.
50 something.
Oh.
59.
That's fine.
Minus 14, please.
I'll give it a good berry or something.
Gotta give it 14 good berries.
Okay.
It's gonna be a fat griffin.
I'm not done with my turn yet. I'm
You're not
spending
allowed
a key
more.
point of making 2 unarmed strikes. Not on the griffin.
How did you crit your own Fred? How is that possible?
No.
The sheer
17
odds. 17
plus
will strike.
bless.
17. You don't need bless against these. They don't
9.
get out of the way. The only way you can miss is with a 1, almost. I dare say that's the only way you could miss is with a 1.
18 more points of damage.
Okay, so 9 twice
Dang.
again. It's 18
How's it looking?
starts to. The
Dead.
damage is beginning to mount, but it does not have to roll to see if it survives.
Okay, I'm ending my turn.
Okay.
Thinking about what I've done.
For some reason, it's pretty much impossible for me to actually see squares on this map. I'm trying to do a fireball. It's really
You
hard
should
to see.
see squares very easily. However,
No, it is kind of hard.
what
It's
I'm
really
gonna
hard.
do is I can take a look at the map settings real quick. Click.
One,
And I can
two,
change
three,
the
four.
grid square
That's 6 squares wide.
from gray to.
Needs to be 8, I think.
How's that?
Yeah,
Is that-
that's way better.
You're welcome.
That's way better. Hold on, let me redraw this.
I think you
Oh,
can
that's a
hit all-
square.
You can hit all the bottom ones below everything below
yeah,
Jesse.
I can hit everything
What
below
kind of egg
Jesse.
are you throwing?
I can hit everything
Why
below
is it an
Jesse.
egg in a square?
It's a new form factor for Fireball. Fresh this season.
I
Egg
can
and
hit
square.
everything below Jesse. I'm just gonna roll fireball, okay? 25.
Okay, so technically, if I roll a 19 or a 20, they're going to make their save. So let's start from left to right. The big zombie guy, which is this one.
Thank you for pointing it out.
Well, I want to let you know that the north one is not involved.
Understand.
Oh, you should have Fireballed Jesse.
Here's the roll.
No.
Should have made it.
No.
He made it. He didn't make it.
If you Fireball Jesse, she probably makes
Now,
the save. And
the
that's
one
half,
next
and then
to
she halves
Jesse.
it again, so it's like a quarter damage.
The one next to the one next to Jesse. Second row, the one behind the one next to Jesse.
Solid.
The next one over.
Nice.
Following the rows. Following the
Solid.
rows. The last two way all the way down.
Wow.
Do they have cover since there's a...
There's no cover for fireball.
Oh, it goes around things.
Yeah.
They have all failed. The
Toast
massive
agrees.
25 points of damage will be enough and beyond the constitution options for all of the regular zombies. So in one fell swoop, that is 5 extra zombies, each with 22 hit points, which normally I'd
6?
roll separately. It is 6. Yeah, that's because I'm good at counting. And then the other one will take the 25 points of damage, but since it only really took a little bit earlier, it is not going to roll to see if it survived. But that does clear out a thing or two. However, the sound echoes southward through the chamber as the explosion happens. And as the heat of the fireball is felt with everyone in the party, even being close to bonfires or even campfires, you can feel heat off of this kind of stuff, even if it's just for a moment, is followed by this tremendous rush of cold, unnaturally cold air, as if it were a response. Cadavers, you may continue, though.
Let's turn to could finish that up for me, would you? You're inspired.
Oh.
It's important to say those words because no one are actually. You never say inspirational words.
By the words of my fiery boot. I don't have any inspired.
What's your fiery book?
Fiery boot. That's where I keep my
That
boot
makes
fire.
less sense.
I'm not good at. You gotta get inspiration from the little things.
Okay. Well, after is you've finished your turn. The ogre zombies are still alive and still kicking. Ogre zombie number 1 still has 3 options. Cadaver's technically within reach, but let's see.
Yeah, buddy, cool off. We're friends.
We're just gonna roll a d6 because the close ones are all it knows. It's not a smart creature. 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna start once again from the griffin. Oh, and that's the
why?
incorrect. That's the incorrect command. This time it's going to be 1, 2. This is Jesse.
Perfect.
So Jesse will be the recipient of both of these attacks because the other one has no other options. So here's the ogre zombies morning star.
Advantage.
Both are with advantage. Boom. I'm going to just roll it twice in succession. A 17 and a 12. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't do math. Those are the damages. 22 and a 22. Doing the damages of 17 and 12.
17
Two.
is half to 8.
And
then
12 is half to
6.
6.
So 14 total.
Boom, boom. As Jesse is tanking the way only Jesse can.
That is why I put Jesse there.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's not what Gizzon wants. So Jesse's like,
No.
okay with it, but Gizzon would be like, hell no. Zombies are finished. I feel that this we're at the 10 o'clock mark. I feel that this battle won't take much longer, so we can finish. But for those who are sticklers, we could just.
Let's finish this, but then I
I do want to finish it too.
You heard people. Let's go, Griffin. You're up first.
Griffin is gonna do what it does best, and claw and bite faces off.
Take crits. Wait.
Not
Take
my
crits.
face, please.
Nope, your face is gone.
No.
It sees that the party is an enemy.
Oh gosh.
Took it long enough.
Finally, someone with some sense around here.
Both are hits.
Okay.
I only saw one die
Yeah.
roll, but that's funny.
And that is 1d8 plus 6. Roll 2d6 plus 6.
Nice.
Okay, so 8 and 17 is 25.
25.
Okay, it still stands there, dumbfounded, and ogre, and also zombie-like.
The griffin makes those noises too.
Whoa.
And that's it.
Okay.
That's Griffin.
Griffin remains now at this point squeezed with TOA.
I'm sorry.
Because TOA wouldn't move.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I remembered as soon as my turn was done. I was like, oh no.
20, 25, 30.
Squeeze away.
Wait, the big one
Squeeze away,
is difficult
squeeze
terrain,
away.
so I'd be here. Doesn't really matter. Bonus action, move Hunter's Mark to this one, the lower one.
Done?
Sharpshooter longbow.
Der Mifflin.
That one. Don't think this is going to last much longer.
The 20s and the ones floweth.
They do. Like sweet and sour wine.
What? Don't put sweet and
Like
sour
sweet
sauce in wine.
and sour wine.
So
Sour Patch Kid wine.
plus, I will use sneak attack on this.
Snake attack?
Yeah. So
Oh!
All right, so let's see what we got here. We got
20.
21.
21 plus 4 is 25, 26, 42, 50,
That's crazy.
54.
54 happens to be exactly with its hit points. And it dies knowing that it can't roll that con.
Can't roll 54.
Can't roll a 54.
All right.
I can't add the modifiers players add to numbers. I can't be like, well, 54 damage.
I think
what?
I would be hard pressed to roll a 54 on any of my skills. All right, my second attack.
I also can't apply that to damage.
Longbow, sharpshooter longbow on the other one.
They're +4 to
Is
their
only
damage.
a-
Their
does an
upper
11
zombies
hit
are
it?
+4.
11 might not hit.
It does.
Oh.
Did I mention that they have less than a 10 AC?
I guess I would have yeah, I would have blessed anyway. 21. There's no hunter's mark on that and no sneak attack, so 21 more points of damage to that one.
All right, and this one technically does get to roll its fortitude. Let's do a public roll. Does it roll it? No, it just displays it. Okay, so I have to do it this way.
DC is 5 plus the damage taken.
Okay, well, it's destroyed because it only rolled a total of an 8.
That was easy.
We have finished the combat.
I think I did like 300 damage.
We made it out! Oh my gosh!
It's ridiculous.
It's so stupid when I crit. Well, also, having super low AC lets me just sharpshooter
Okay.
every turn.
Now, to set the to set the scene as we close the we drop the curtain on this act. Everything as your heart rates begin to start to normalize, you're like, I think that's it, and you're very, very aware and hyper focused on the area, looking for danger. You can't help but notice the shadows start dancing in between the light and flickering. So everywhere Cadaver's torch reaches out, in between it, you see a coalescing of forms. It appears there's another wave of undead yet to come. And that is indeed where we'll end.
Wow.
So,
Gosh.
Cool.
so bravo! Interesting conjecture the whole first half, but super large damage numbers for these level 10 characters. Level 10, not 20. Level 10 are doing 300 a round. So, or whatever it was.
It wasn't 300. It was like 303 turns though, or something.
It's on average.
I don't
averaging 100 plus a round.
I never hit 100 a round. No,
You just had 303
I was
rounds.
like being exaggerative.
I'm exaggerating. Man.
1 million
Anyway, thank you
around.
all for watching. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for putting up with this. This has been quite the journey, and we are coming into the final bad guy boss right before the final bad guy boss.
Who's also a good guy.
Who might be within the reach of saving. Or the Gislining and the Jesseing version of that, which means just more murders. So bravo, though. Good stuff, as there's a lot to this large map. Don't zoom out too much, but there's a lot. So, look forward to this little bit of undead rush coming up. Check us out next week. Check us out Monday. Check us out Wednesday. Roll It Slant all day, every day, except for the days we don't play. So check those out. Don't check the days we don't play. It's just a waste of your time. But do check our old stuff on those days. It's a great way to catch up and mustard. So thank you very much. That's all I got.
Yeah. Shout out to Taharaxia for the follow 2 hours ago. Thank you, Taharaxia.
I unfollowed.
All right.
Thanks, Ben.
Just so I can do it again.
Wait, it was you?
It was me all along.
All
Surprise.
Right. And also, a much bigger and significantly more important I almost said throw out. Shout out, Anon, for another gifted sub. Buncheroo. Thank you so much. Always.
Thanks, Anon.
Always nice. What hand organ haven't we done? Hand gallbladder.
Pineal gland.
Good job, Casey.
It's like that, right? Or like.
No, this is alright.
Well,
Here you go.
Okay.
Hand gallbladder. Cool. So you got that, which is nice. Yeah, thank you very much. See y'all later.
See you on the flippy dip.
When we die in hell.
Flippy part.
I can still miss it.
Oh, I can lounge at last.